Hello, hello. What is going on, y'all? Welcome to the stream, late night stream. Hope y'all can see me and hear me well. Um, I wanted to do a late night stream because I know there are some people that are on a different time zone. People overseas, at least pertaining to where we are at, like people in Europe, and then people in Southeast Asia. A lot of people from there follow me, from like India and Pakistan and places like that. So I'm gonna drop the link for Muslims to come up and tell me why I should be a Muslim. Drop it in the chat. I'll pin that right there. Hopefully we'll have some Muslims that are willing to come and have conversations. Otherwise, we'll find some Muslims to converse with. There are quite a few. By the way, guys, I'm always inviting Muslims to have conversations, but for some reason, they just don't show up. I don't understand why. Is Are they intimidated? I don't understand. Um, I mean, they're just coming. You're just coming up here to have a conversation, dude. It's not that. It's not that big of a deal, dude. Um, there was a Muslim that just recently DM'd me about coming up and having a conversation. He said, "Yeah, I'll come." And then he insulted me, and then I just said, "Just come and have a conversation." So I don't know. I think maybe the people that insult are probably the ones that are just all talk. They're not actually interested in conversing. What is going on, y'all? What's up, Warrior of Christ? How you doing? Long time no see. It's good to have you in here. It's good to see a mod in here. Joel, how you doing, bro? Dr. Softman, what's up? Kiur, RC, how you doing, RC? Glory to the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Glory to thee, glory to thee. Okay. So there is that link. Muslims, if you want to come up and converse, please do. All the Muslims that were in my DMs on Instagram, here's your chance to come up and have a conversation with me. Yeah, go ahead, post it on your story. Hopefully some Muslims will show up. Maybe some Muslims that, want to have a conversation with you. I don't really want to invite any Christians up right now, but we'll see how things go with the Muslims coming up. Whether they actually want to come up and converse or they're just afraid to, as per usual. Sorry, I missed the stream. I saw my pet sending your dogs. Amen, brother. Take your time. No worries. Just, join the streams whenever you guys can. You can rewatch the streams. And yeah. Okay. If no Muslims are willing to come up and converse, there's always Muslims on the live random chats on like Ome TV and stuff like that. So maybe we can go on there and find some Muslims to converse with, see if we can have some conversations on there. And they'll probably be like spontaneous conversations, because I don't think people on there are probably ready to have these conversations, but Muslims are a significant part of the population, so I assume they're on these sites. Yeah, there was a guy named Abdullah. Funny enough, his name is actually Abdul. That wanted to debate me. He's he said let's debate pagan cross liquor. He called me in the DMs. I don't know if he's here watching, but if you are, the link is right there for you, buddy. Please do come up. Show me what a pagan cross liquor I am. Give me your case for Islam. I would love to hear it, my friend. Let's see if there's anyone in the private chat. That's usually the Muslims will go. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. No, I don't work any graveyard shift, but just staying up late. Tomorrow is Saturday, so thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. I work a regular 9 to 5, so but it is Thanksgiving weekend, so I've had a few days off from work, so why not hop on and have some conversations. Mr. Edwin, are you the Indian fella? Are you the cat? I think you're a Catholic, if I'm not mistaken. Or you were raised Catholic at least. I'm not really sure what you are, Edwin. But how you doing, Edwin? Good to see you, bro. You're not are you a Protestant? Or were you an Oriental? I don't remember. Okay, guys, let's see. So the link is right there, Oriental Orthodox. Okay. So the link is right there for the Muslims. The Muslims want to come up here and converse. Please do come up. Okay, guys, we can go and converse with random Muslims on here as well. So I'm gonna remove that for now, and then if somebody comes up, we'll talk to them. Down on Insta tomorrow, same topic. Sure, we can do it on Instagram. Down to do that on Instagram as well to give the Muslims in the DMs a chance to come up and converse that way. Maybe YouTube is not convenient for them. See, my volume is good here. What's up? Good. How you doing? What was that? All right, they're not Muslims. Let's see if we can find any religious people on here, actually. Whoa, dude, there's some weird people on here. Why wouldn't you be? I don't know. Just a bunch of dudes with no shirts on. Whoa. Yeah. Rated R content. See if we can find a Muslim on here. What's wrong with guys? Oh, looks like some guys looking for. Man, these things are dangerous, especially late at night. Just any religious people that we can have a conversation on here. What is that? Whoa, bro, got some Middle Eastern looking eyebrows. Can you do a detailed video on debunking Hinduism? Those guys are deceived. I did a short video on debunking Hinduism. I don't know. There's really much else to debunk Hinduism. I just debunked it from like a relative religious standpoint. I'm sure you can debunk it by getting into the different morality and maybe into the texts. Um, could be a good video for the future for sure. Those guys were definitely Muslims, but looks like they weren't interested. It seems like the Muslims on these sites here are just interested in looking for haram females, non-hijabis. Would you ever do a stream for atheists? Sure, we can have conversation with some atheists. Some Mexicans speaking Spanish. I don't even speak Spanish. Detailed exposition of the heresy of modalism. That one God, Krishna, has many avatars. What's up, bro? Why is that? Are you trying to make like a racial joke? Like I'm too white? I'm just asking. Where are you from, bro? LA. I'm from Seattle area. I'm not. Why would I lie? Visiting like family and stuff or what? Oregon. Damn, you got family in Oregon? Oh, okay. Is where's your family from? Are you guys Middle Eastern? We're at in the middle. We're at in the Middle East. Syrian. Okay. What do you think about the whole thing in Syria? Yeah. Did your family leave Syria like long ass time ago as refugee? Okay. Oh, damn. So you've been here forever. Damn, okay. Yeah. No, 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 I'm Orthodox. I mean, there's Orthodoxy in Syria. There's Syrian Orthodox. Is your family Muslim? Are you guys Sunnis? You're Shias? No, you're Sunnis. Hamas is just a group in Palestine. That's the government in Palestine. Yeah, but the Hamas is just they're Sunnis. Hamas is Sunnis, though. Yeah, okay. Do you, like, go to the masjid? Are you, like, religious? Do your daily prayers? 3 prayers a day? Why do you only do 1 prayer? Oh. Oh, okay. So you're, like, you're trying, but it's, like, tough with the community. Okay. Cool, cool, bro. That's cool. Respect. Oh, you in the Cybertruck? Alright. If I see a Cybertruck, I'll wave, bro. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Cool, cool, bro. Alright. You as well, bro. Take care. He wasn't he wasn't interested in a debate. He was, like, very loosely religious 4th generation Syrian Sunni. He didn't even know he was a Sunni. He said, "No, I'm a Hamas." I don't even know what that I just I didn't wanna bully the guy. But you guys can't hear. Um, sorry guys, there's some dude talking to me. I don't know how to unmute the other I think it's because it's the same mic. Hold on, guys. I think I know how, but damn, it's not letting me change though. Mufti? Mufti, why do I need to become a oh, it's because 'cause I'm using the same mic for both. It can only use it once, that's why. I know, guys, I apologize. But we did run into a Muslim, but he's like I said, he's a 4th generation Syrian. So he didn't really know he said he prays once a day. He tries to. It sounded like he doesn't really pray a lot at all, like a cap. Also, it looked like he had real gold on, which is haram. Mufti, what's up? How you doing, bro? Bro, you're not even a Muslim, Mufti. You be out here freaking committing shirk, dude, blaspheming, the prophet and the whole deal, bro. So, all right, let's see. I, I I gotta change the mic on this thing, but it like will not let me change, y'all. I'm not even sure how to use 2 different mics. On mute, bro. On mute, Jay Dyer. Because it can't simultaneously use two mics on 2 programs. That's why. Maybe I should just change the mic on here, to be honest. Because I can change the mic on here, but it's gonna be kind of crappy audio. If I'm being real, it might be crappy audio. Oh, there we go. I think we're good now. All right, let's see. Also, the link is right there for the Muslims if they want to come up and if they want to come up and have conversations, y'all. Because y'all Muslims be talking wild in my DMs. Mufti, come up and defend Islam, Mufti. I don't know if you're are you still an ex-Muslim, Mufti? Because it sounds like you were it sounded like you were an ex-Muslim and you're like still making videos trolling a lot of da'is, but I'm not even sure. Like, I feel like you're like Muslim one day and then you're an ex-Muslim the next day, Mufti. Um, Defo. All right. Kayur says, "Why do I make video against Hinduism? Because I do polemics against all religions, pretty much." I mean, if you watch my videos, I have a ton of videos doing polemics against different Christian sects, right? Like Catholics, Protestants, Oriental Orthodox. So, yeah, you do be trolling. You be the king of trolling, bro. Well, Kayur, do you want to come up and talk about Hinduism? Do not disrespect my gods. All right, just come up and talk to me about Hinduism. I haven't been keeping up with my reading of the Vedas, to be honest with you. It's been a while since. So I read the Bhagavad Gita fully, and then I started reading some of the Vedas, but I kind of put it to the side. There's just so much reading. Hinduism is wild. It's all over the place. Kiyuro, come up, have a conversation, bro. Look, guys, the link is right there. It's pinned at the top. Y'all want to come up and have that conversation? Come up. Also, where's Abdullah at? Abdullah is going off in my DMs. And I said, come live. And he said, yes, I'm going to come live, dude. I'm going to come live. And he called me, all these, the typical, oh, there we go. We got Kiyura up here. Kiyura, can you turn on your camera real quick for me? I'm not going to put you up yet. I just want to see that you're not a troll. Because I don't want any, sometimes people will come up here and they'll like flash. Okay, there you go. You're good. You're good. Also, when you come up, can you unmute? Because you're on mute right now. So,
Hello.
all right, I'll bring you up. What's up, bro?
Hello. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Kayur?
It's Keyur.
Kayur?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so
It's
you're
basically
a
a Sanskrit Greek name, basically an Indo-Aryan name.
okay, gotcha. So are you a Hindu?
Yeah, I'm a practicing Hindu.
Practicing Hindu. Okay, what sect of Hinduism do you belong to? Like,
So,
uh,
like, I am a Brahmin. I belong to a Brahmin Pandit family.
yeah, so Brahmins are just the higher caste, but like, is there like a specific deity that's a
Um,
center of worship,
so
like,
like,
right?
there's
Shivism,
there's no
Ish.
concept of higher caste or lower caste in Hinduism. Like everybody who pray to our gods is equal in the image of God. Everyone is equal. There's no caste system.
No, but
I mean,
there's
it's
still
not by birth, it's by your karma. If you do good karma, you'll be promoted to higher caste.
yeah, but you can't be you're born into a Brahmin caste though,
Uh,
right?
yeah, I am.
Yeah, so you're born into the higher caste,
I mean,
right?
anyone can be a Brahmin if he understands the scriptures of Hinduism. I mean, if he has pretty good knowledge about those scriptures, then
No,
he can be a Brahmin too.
I don't think you can move caste though. The caste you're born with is the caste you're kind of stuck with.
Yeah, but he can still serve as a pandit in a temple. Although
No,
he
I'm
cannot,
sure.
although he cannot change his official caste on the documents and all the paperworks. But yes, he can call himself a Brahmin if he reads all the scriptures and all stuff.
Yeah, but that's not gonna officially ever make him a Brahmin though, right?
Yeah, I mean, the caste system, it was good and it was efficient, uh, 400 to 500 years ago. But when the British arrived, they changed it so that they can defame Hinduism.
Yeah, but the caste system still exists, and it's from what I
Yeah, it
understand,
does. Yeah,
it's like
that's the yeah.
yeah, and from what I understand, it's like it's the core of Hinduism. Like it's ingrained within Hinduism.
I mean, yes, it is, but like we do not discriminate each other on the basis of caste because I myself have many friends who are not Brahmins. So yeah, I don't mind. I don't care about caste system and all that. In
Well,
fact, the word caste itself is derived from a Portuguese word.
I understand you might not discriminate, but there is still some form of discrimination within India when it comes to caste. For example, people will not cross marry, and if they do, it's like very frowned upon.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, that's
if
true.
you yeah, if you want to marry like somebody from a different caste, it's like highly frowned upon. So that is some form of discrimination, right?
I mean, in progressive states in India, that's not much prevalent, but yes, in the backward states, it's still prevalent in those states.
Yeah, so I guess so would you say that in the more heavily religious states in India, it's heavily
Uh,
frowned upon, but the more progressive,
yeah,
sort of secular states, it's not then, yeah?
I mean, secular in the sense, even I mean, the secular ideology is a Hindu ideology because we do not, I mean, we live together. I mean, even we do not, I mean, we live with Christians, we live with Muslims, we live with Zoroastrians. I mean, the ideology itself is a Hindu ideology.
Yeah, I understand that, but my point is that in more religious areas, the cross marrying across castes is more frowned
Yeah,
upon
but
than it
it's
is.
slowly improving nowadays. So, yeah, there will be a time then we will finish this caste system and all this. I mean, at least there will be no discrimination one day.
Well, so my point is that the caste system is ingrained in Hinduism because when you look at the more religious areas, they hold to the caste system more firmly, which
Yeah.
confirms that the caste is central to Hinduism. The philosophy, ideology, religion, whatever you want to call Hinduism, it's all those things. The caste is central to it, right? It's all over the sacred texts.
It was added later when the British arrived. There was no concept of
It
castes
was
before.
added when?
When the British arrived, they divided the Hindus so that
I
we may
don't.
not unite against
I'm
them.
pretty sure it existed before.
I mean, it did, but like it depended. It depended on your karma, what you did, like how are your works. It was dependent on your karma. But after the British arrived, they changed it that caste should be assigned by birth.
Caste. I'm pretty sure the caste was assigned by birth way before the British. I don't know where you're getting this information from.
Because my dad said me this thing that there was no caste system before the British arrived, and we all lived together with unity and all this.
Yeah, that's not true at all. From what I read, the caste system existed way, way, way before the white man came.
But caste itself is a Portuguese word. How do you explain that?
Well, there's probably a Sanskrit word for it.
What is it?
Well, I don't know what it is. I assume you would know. You're a Hindu. You said you're a devout Hindu, right?
Yeah, but I don't know about these things. I mean, I'm religious. I read the text about my God and all those things, but I don't know
Okay,
about caste
so I
system.
just punched it into Google and it says the caste system known as Varna and later
Varna system, yeah.
as Jati system has ancient roots
Well, so
dating
Varna
back
system
to
is a different system. Like, it has four
it says it
categories.
dates
Like,
back to like 1500 BCE,
yeah,
which
but that
is
was different, right? It was
3000 years before the British.
because I mean, in a society, not everybody can be a Brahmin because we need farmers, we need industrialists, we need businessmen, we need everyone. So Varna system was like Brahmins who used to study religious texts. Then there were Kshatriyas who were for war and stuff because when the invaders, when they attacked, we need Kshatriyas for that. So Varna system was divided so that uh, we have a very peaceful and a progressive society.
Yeah, but you're just telling me that the caste system did in fact exist and there were people divided by birth because there needed to be a
Yeah,
lower
but
caste, for
Varna
example,
system is
who were
different than
farmers
caste
and things
system.
like that.
That was during the early Vedic period.
Yeah, that's still the caste system, Varna or Jati.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the caste system
but
it
it's
might have
changed a
changed
lot.
during colonialism, but it still
Yeah,
existed, and it existed
yeah,
by
it
birth.
still exists. Yeah, it changed a lot after the British came.
Yeah, but my point is that it still existed, and there was
Yeah, it
still,
it does. It does. Yeah.
and it was discouraged to cross marry between the castes, because that's essentially how the society was run, right? Because if everybody, let's say, cross married and everybody wanted to become a Brahmin, then there would be nobody, right, doing the farmland and all the, the blue collar work and all the heavy labor and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're born into, what's the lowest caste called?
Shudra.
Yeah, if you're born into that, you're pretty much stuck that your entire life.
Yeah.
So is
Right.
that
But
not
like the
discrimination?
government introduced some new reforms and policies for the lower caste, like they'll get reservations on government examinations, and they get a lot of uh, discounts on many products and all that. So
So you're saying that the government is attempting to reform
yeah.
Varna.
uh no Varna, because Varna doesn't exist today, because like even a
Well, it's just a
Brahmin
different
can.
form, right? It's not the ancient Vedic form
Yeah,
there
it's not
was.
the ancient one. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that Hinduism, when it comes to the sacred texts that were written, Hinduism is constantly changing and reforming?
um I mean, yeah, the text, they do not change. The religious text. I don't know about this caste system and all, because since childhood, we didn't talk about this topic, because I had friends from every caste. So yeah.
Well, obviously, you're not going to talk about some of the things that are controversial. But you asked me a question in the chat. You said, "Why do I make videos about Hinduism?" Well, because I think Hinduism is flat out false.
I mean,
That's why.
why do you tell it's false? I mean, I do not say that Christianity is false. I say Jesus Christ is king. Why don't
Yeah,
you
but
say that Krishna is king? Why don't you say that?
well, that's exactly my problem. Is you have a relative worldview, meaning you think multiple paths can lead to one truth, but that's logically inconsistent. There can only be one truth, right? Christianity and Hinduism can't both be true at the same time.
But like, so that you're saying that if I'm not a Christian, so that I'll not get saved. Is that what you're saying?
Well, uh, okay, so first let's establish, because you seem to hold a relative view. So what a relative view is that you believe that there can be multiple truths. Like
Yeah, they
do
can
you
be
think
many
Hinduism
paths.
do you think
Yeah,
Hinduism and Christianity can be true at the same time?
yeah, they can be.
So how can they both be true if they have totally conflicting views?
If a person thinks he's satisfied with a religion, or if a person thinks that he connects himself to the Almighty God, then if it's okay for him to believe that he's on the true path, then he's all right. He can, he can worship his own idol. I can worship my own idol. You can worship Jesus Christ, and all together we can get to heaven. So
Yeah, but
there's no problem.
okay, but your worldview is logically inconsistent, because at the end of the day, there can only be one objective truth. For example, Christianity, or Jesus specifically, in the Gospels makes a very explicit claim. He says, "I am the way and the truth. Nobody comes to the Father except through me." Christ is making a very explicit, objective claim that the only way to get to the Father, aka to get to salvation, is through Him.
Is that a Bible
Hinduism, on
verse?
the other hand, teaches that, hey, yeah, sure, you can somehow achieve salvation by, maybe through Christ. I don't know if that's your worldview, but this is kind of what your relative worldview is preaching. Is you're saying that you can get to salvation through Jesus, but you can also get to salvation through Krishna. But Jesus makes a very explicit claim, and Christianity makes an explicit claim that, no, I am the only way. So these two worldviews are conflicting, they're contradicting. So they can't both be true at the same time. Do you understand?
So What's the truth according to you? Like Jesus says, He's the truth, the life. So
Yeah,
what's the truth?
Christianity is the one way to salvation.
So there are like many types of Christianity. What Christianity are you talking
Orthodox
about? Like they're
Christianity.
Pentecostal, they're Catholic.
Orthodox Christianity.
Like I've talked to a Catholic, he says that only Catholics are saved. So I don't get the logic. I mean, every Christian says the other thing.
Well, I don't think that's what Catholics claim. I think they claim that the truth is in the Catholic Church, but
Yeah,
salvation
the
outside
Catholic.
the church is not for them to determine, which is sort of similar to what we claim, but we believe the fullness of the truth is in the Orthodox Church. So, yes, we believe essentially within the Orthodox Church there is salvation.
So do you believe that a Catholic person he may get saved by his
Well,
faith?
that wouldn't be up to me, but I think if a Catholic person outside of the church is saved, it would
Mm-hmm.
be still through the Orthodox Church, through what we call economia. Like in some way, like they might never become Orthodox in their life, but in some way, God shows grace to these people because somebody, for example, didn't know better. Like they say they didn't know about Orthodoxy, and God may very well save them. That's up to God to determine. He's a fair God. Like, for example, if you never knew about Christianity, Orthodox Christianity, you just ignorant living, you're living the best you can, perhaps
Mm-hmm.
God will save you. We don't, that salvation is for God to determine alone. But now that we're, let's say we're having a conversation now, you're very familiar with Christianity. I just
Mm-hmm.
told you about Orthodox Christianity. Now you're being held responsible by God. So
Because
now
I
you
know
know about
Christianity.
Orthodox Christianity. And let's say you know about Orthodox Christianity or just
Mm-hmm.
Christianity and Christ as a whole, but you still choose to reject it, then yeah, I would say you're outside the bounds that salvation at the moment you're rejecting it.
But like that's the superiority complex because like you're telling there's no one can save you except Christ. Now I
Well,
say that you can be saved by many leaders. Like we have Buddha, we have Krishna, you have Jesus Christ. Now that's
the
because that's
superiority complex would just you're just kind of like psychologically describing what it might be. The point I'm making is that Christianity makes an explicit claim to be the explicit truth. Islam makes an explicit claim to be the explicit truth. So these things are contradicting. They both can be. You saying that I can be a Christian and achieve salvation and can be a Hindu and achieve salvation is
Mhm,
logically inconsistent because the two views are contradicting. Do you understand? They're
mhm,
both saying
yeah.
different things. They can't be true at the same time.
So
Like
like
Christianity says that all other gods outside of the one true God, the triune God, are false idols. So therefore, you cannot be right a worshiper of Krishna or Vishnu and be worshiping the true God because you're worshiping right a pagan deity by the claims of Christianity. So my point is that truth is always objective. There's always one truth. There can't be multiple truths that contradict each other. So you're saying there can be, but I'm saying that's not logical. It's logically inconsistent. Do you understand?
but like since I was a child, I'm worshipping this pagans god as you say. But like I've achieved I've achieved I've come to a sorry for my English because it's my fourth language. Uh,
It's fine.
so like I've been worshipping them since a very long time, and I believe that they have helped me through my lowest phases in life. I mean, I always had the grace of them whenever I was in problem. So I believe that pagan gods have helped me. Like I've prayed to many gods and all they've answered all my prayers. So how do you explain this?
Well, that's sort of an appeal to a personal revelation, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't really mean anything because, right, Muslims claim that Allah has helped them, Allah has healed them. Mormons, for example, say that they have miracles and stuff, right? So this appeal to sort of miracles and things, it's just a personal thing. It doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things, right? Because Buddhists claim their God helps them, right? Christians claim their God. Every religion claims their God helps them. And the other thing is, if I'm looking at it from a Christian point of view, yeah, there's all kinds of powers out in the world, right? Hindus, for example, claim a bunch of miracles from their Brahmins. From our Christian
Yeah.
perspective, right? That's not by the power of the one triune God. That's by the power of the devil from our perspective.
Yeah. So, like, I believe that the religion thing, it was all about empires. I mean, the Byzantine Empire, it had its own religion called Orthodox Christianity. So, like, the region where the Byzantines were present, it's all Orthodox today. So, like, in India, there was no major Christian kingdom. So, there are not many Christians here. So, how
Well,
can we had many great Hindu kingdoms? So, how can we change our
Orthodox,
religion to Christianity? If we
well,
had very
Orthodox,
great Hindu kingdoms and great Hindu rulers who ruled from Bangladesh to Western Iran, like Ashoka the Great.
yeah, yeah, I understand that. Well, Orthodox Christianity has existed since the first century, so it's not something that's specific to the Byzantine Empire. And also, there were right. We believe that James came to India and he established the Orthodox Church. Whether you believe that or not,
It
there
was
was
Thomas.
some form of Christianity in
It was
India
Saint
very early
Thomas.
on, or Saint Thomas. Sorry.
Yeah,
So we
like
do still
uh,
believe there was some form of Christianity that came to India either way. But religion has existed before these empires even adapted it. So, right, Christianity was rapidly growing in the first, second, and third centuries before Constantine, right,
mhm.
sort of became friendly towards it and adopted it. So, how is it about empires if it existed way before that in far greater numbers before certain countries established it or adopted it as a religion of their state?
I mean, Christianity has been used as a tool of power to gain control over many countries. Like we know about the Goa, Inquisition by the Portuguese Catholics. They massacred Hindus and Muslims in
Yeah, but
Goa and established.
how does that have any bearing on truth, whether it's something is used for good or bad? That doesn't has no bearing on whether something is true or not. I could
How do
say
you explain
Hinduism is
that?
being
They
used.
massacred literally 3 lakhs to 5 lakh people, Hindu
The what?
people in Goa, and they destroyed temples
And,
and
and
built
I don't.
churches over there
How does that have anything to do with what is true or not?
because I
Bad
mean,
people do bad things. I could say the same
yeah,
thing, right? Hinduism's caste system was used to oppress people. It doesn't mean anything. It has no bearing on truth.
but
Me
human's
saying
character is known by his religion he follows, what ideology he follows.
that claiming that somebody used something has no bearing on truth from a logic's perspective. Somebody could take something good and use it for bad. It has no bearing on truth. This does not prove that Christianity is false because somebody was a bad Christian. Same as it wouldn't prove that Hinduism is false if somebody was a bad Hindu. It doesn't mean anything. Do you
Okay,
understand?
let's leave this history topic. I wanted to ask you that, like, if your God is the most merciful, as mentioned in the Bible, so I live a very good life. I help people. I donate my money. I am being kind. I am being compassionate. I am loving. I take care of my parents. I do everything good, which is in the our scriptures. And on the as there is a concept of the judgment day in the Bible, it says you stand before God. So will God have mercy on me and I attain salvation? Is that possible?
Do you openly reject Christ?
I don't openly reject him, but I believe him. I believe him as a divine person who had powers from the Almighty to cure people.
Do you openly reject the Hindu deities?
No, I don't. I believe every deity. I believe in every
Then,
deity.
then you're an idolater. You're openly accepting idolatry and worshiping idolatrous
I
deities,
mean,
idols that we consider false gods, and that would put you in a category of an idolater. So,
uh, why is
so
that even my
you are
problem? Because
openly,
since
so you
childhood,
are
I was taught to worship these idols. So like now it's my daily life, and I can't change it now. So why did
Yeah, but that
God
doesn't.
didn't
You
let
can't.
me born in a Christian family? Why didn't he do that?
Yeah, but you can change it. People convert to what they deem to be the truth all the time. You saying that, well, I grew up this way and changing it is going to be difficult for me, this and that. That's the whole idea of Christianity. That's why Christians were slaughtered in the first century for openly, right, not worshiping the Roman deities, for example.
Oh, okay.
So look, you're saying if God is all merciful, would he have mercy on me if I'm
Yeah.
worshiping these that we consider
According to your
pagan?
beliefs, yeah.
Yeah, so as I said earlier, I said, let's say if you were somebody that's living remotely in India, the only thing you know about is Hinduism. Yes, God very well may show mercy on you because you don't know better. Salvation is for
Yeah.
God to determine alone. However,
Like there
God
are
wants
many
to
tribal
save
people who
individuals.
don't know about Christianity, who don't know about Islam,
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
what
saying.
will they
So
do on the judgment day?
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It would be for God to determine whether He wants to save them or not, because there are many people throughout time that didn't know about, right, the one true God. So they
Yeah.
very well may be saved. I don't know. That's something for God to determine, right? But you, for example, you are openly knowing about the one true God that I presented to you, right? The triune God. You are still refusing to turn away from your idols, which the Hindu deities we deem to be idols. You are openly in offense to the one true God. So you are outside the bounds of salvation
Like I have a doubt.
unless
Like
you
you call
reject
Jesus Christ the one true God, and then who is the Father? Is
so
he's
so
not
now
the one true God?
we're getting into the Trinity. So the Trinity is one uh it's one nature. Their nature is God, one essence, and it's three persons: the Father, the Son, and the Spirit.
Like we also have a Trinity in Hinduism:
I
Shiva,
know you
Vishnu,
guys have a
and
Trinity, but
Brahma.
you guys have a sort of a modalist view, but that's not my point. Uh, You're sort of moving towards a totally different conversation. I'm very familiar with the Hindu Trinity, but what
Okay.
I'm pointing out here is that because you are not rejecting your false idols, yes, you are outside the bounds of salvation, openly knowing about the triune God.
Okay. So like I'll read more about it, and I'll
You
check
what?
it out about the. I mean, what you said about those idolaters and all
I
things.
think I'm
So I'll read
disconnected. Oh,
about those.
you read about the what?
I'll read the Bible once so that I am understand what it actually says about us.
Can you hear me? I think my
Hello.
connection. Okay, sorry. I think my connection was bad. Sorry guys. I live in a on an Indian reservation, so it's like literally like sort of middle of nowhere. Um, what were you saying? You read what?
Yes. So I'll read the Bible first, then I'll check it out what it says about the one who performs idolatry and all these things.
The one that forms what? I'm sorry.
The one who performs idolatry. I mean, idolater.
Idolatry. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The one who performs idolatry is it's an offense to God, to the one true God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I mean, you can't start reading the Bible, but um, the best way to approach the scriptures would be through the church because the scriptures are part of the church, like they're a tradition from of the church. So you can't just like you could just start reading the Bible, but I wouldn't recommend just
Mhm.
picking up the Bible and reading it because you can read a text and just understand it however you want, right? Like I can pick up the Bhagavad Gita and just interpret it however I want to interpret it, right?
I mean,
Um,
that's what you did, right? You made disrespectful videos about Hinduism.
yeah, yeah, but I was for example, when I made a video about the Bhagavad Gita, I was using I think it was the Bhagavad Gita. I was using the guru commentary for it. Or maybe it was my child marriage video, but I try to use the guru commentary for it. But anyways, what I'm saying is that you can't just pick up and read the Bible, but it's best to read the Bible through the lens of the church. So it's best to start reading some church fathers. But if you do want to start reading the Bible, do start with the Gospels. So there's
All
four
right. I mean,
Gospels.
there's
And
no
this
church
is
in
sort of
my
a library.
locality or in my city. There's no church.
It's not what? There's
There's
no
no
church.
church. Yeah.
Um, well, there's quite a few churches in India. I mean,
I
I
mean,
know.
where I live, it's like 98% Hindu majority.
How far is like the closest church?
Not in my state, actually. I live in Maharashtra, so like it's 200 kilometers from here.
Mm.
I may not be able to go there. I'll rather watch those online videos on YouTube, maybe. I'll get an idea about Christianity. I don't know much about it, actually. So I'll
Yeah,
read
well,
it. One.
yeah, well, I guess well you could explore it, yeah, through online apologetics if right, if you're too far
Yeah.
away to attend any church, or just check out some videos.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you suggest me some so that, convincing those YouTubers so that I understand it more clearly about that?
sure. Do you follow me on Instagram?
Uh, I don't use Instagram actually.
Oh, okay. Um, well, there's a bunch of right apologists I would recommend. Well, like I said, if you could just, I mean, you can find the Bible online. So if you want to
Okay.
start reading the Bible, start with the Gospels. Like just Google Gospel of John and just read through. And it's just pretty much just the story of Jesus from his birth to his death.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a
Okay.
good
All
place to
right.
start. And then in terms of apologists, I mean, you can follow me on there's a guy named Jay Dyer. Do you know of a guy named Jay Dyer?
No, I'll check it out.
Yeah, Jay Dyer. There's some other apologists like God Logic. A lot of these apologists, well, like God Logic mostly like talks about Islam, and it doesn't necessarily exposit the faith. But if you want sort of expositions of the Christian faith, yeah, I would check out Jay Dyer. He's a good one. He gives a very strong case, right, for Orthodox Christianity, and
Okay.
um,
I'll note it
and
down. Wait a
check
minute.
out some priests like Father Josiah Trenham. If somebody could write some of these people down, um, right, some of
So
these guys that get
I had one more doubt that like
Sam Shamoon, yeah.
I had a doubt that like my ancestors they were Indo-Aryans, so they follow those pagan rituals and everything. So like they expected the future generations to do the same. So like I have some of the artifacts and it's written that we must follow or else we might go to the hell. So that's a issue from converting to Hinduism to other religion because it's strict for us to believe in those Hindu deities because that's what our ancestors did.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand it's not something easy to do. It's the same case with, right, a lot of religions, right? For Hindus, there's a lot of repercussions leaving Hinduism. Like you mentioned, like if you abandon the deities, you go to hell, or maybe if you abandon it, you might get persecuted. But that's the
Yeah.
struggle of a Christian life, right? In Islam, it's the same thing. When Muslims leave, right, there's the chance of being killed, right? They have the death penalty in the Sharia. And Right, so that's the struggle. I mean, as I said earlier, when Christianity started to explode, right, in the first, second, third centuries, before Constantine
Mhm.
adopted it as a state religion in Rome, Christians were getting murdered. They were getting torn up right, in colosseums by animals. They were getting jailed.
So what
And
did
they were
those
because they
Christians
were
receive
abandoning
after so much persecution and suffering? What did those achieve in life?
salvation. They were killed as martyrs for Christ. They achieved salvation, peace with God.
So what's your idea of heaven? I mean, what's your idea of heaven? How do you go there? I mean, you say that you have to believe Christ is Lord and you have to follow the Gospels and Bible. Okay, that's all right. Like after the what?
Well,
What's
there
in
isn't
heaven?
well, so there isn't like one formula for salvation. within Orthodox Christianity. Salvation is holistic, right? You kind of summarize it a little bit, right? Following Christ, being part of the church. Salvation, and you're going to find this out when you do some research on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Salvation is theosis. So what theosis is deification. You might be actually a little more familiar with this coming from a Hindu background.
Yeah.
It's becoming God in everything, but essentially in essence.
Yeah.
So your life leads up to being deified, to where you're united to Christ with one. You have this perfect body in heaven, to where eventually you're united. It's this end process of theosis. So I don't want to like get into the whole aspect of theosis because it's a whole topic. But salvation is essentially what how I would describe salvation is theosis, and the idea of
Mm.
heaven, paradise that we achieve is that end process of theosis, to where you are God with a little g, and you're in this perfect union in eternity with God.
Okay, so like if I am an idolater in your eyes, so I'll get eternal hell. I mean, if God doesn't have mercy on me, so that I'll get eternal hell. So that so after that I may not be able to shift from hell to heaven, because in Hinduism it says that it's dependent on your karma. If you had good karma, you'd go to heaven. If you have bad karma, you remain in hell for a few time, then again you'll be shifted to heaven. Af- so like it's not an eternal thing.
um well, I've had quite a few conversations with Hindus, and Hindus, a lot of Hindus have different views on it. For example, a lot of the Hindus that I've interacted with are very strict, sort of monotheistic Hindus, to where they believe
Yeah,
that you have to believe in one God to be
there are
saved.
many various ideologies in
Yeah,
Hinduism.
yeah,
I
yeah, I
mean,
understand that.
you know,
But so the Orthodox understanding of hell, so we still think that after death there is still hope for salvation. That's why we
okay.
pray for people that have died. So after death, we pray for people that have passed away, for them to be saved. But the idea of salvation in Orthodox Christianity isn't this sort of eternal burning. Hell in Orthodox Christianity, or Hades, is when somebody is openly rejecting God, like they want
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do with God, and this eternal separation from God is that hell. So when we say they're in eternal torment, right, and torture, that is because they're in this eternal separation from God. It's not like this sort of physical burning, but it's this
Mm-hmm.
torture for them, because to be even associated with an all holy perfect God, to them is like disgusting. Like these people want nothing to do with God, and that is why they're in hell. So essentially the idea is that these people choose hell openly. Like they want nothing to do with God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, so it's not like this sort of a Catholic might like, right, these ideas are like you're like in some little burning fire and you see some like
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
devil with a pitchfork. No, that's just sort of like this silly Western
It's just
caricature of hell.
depiction, I guess. It's not the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
real
It's just these
thing.
kind of silly depictions that we laugh at, to be honest.
Yeah, okay. Got it. Yeah, I got it. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for telling this.
We have an ex-Hindu here. You can stick around if you want. I want to see what this ex-Hindu brother has to say here. Maybe you want to hear him. Maybe he can tell you why he's an ex-Hindu.
Hello, привет, pal. Привет.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm an ex-Hindu. I left Hinduism 2 years ago,
Okay.
and I come to Christ.
Glory to God.
Yeah.
And what's your
I
name?
just want to come here to. My
Sorry,
name
what
is
was your name?
Harsh.
Harsh?
Harsh. Harsh. You can call me Henry.
Okay.
Yeah, you can call me Henry.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, this guy, the Bhagavad guy, he said like you have to believe in karma, but if you read the Vedas clearly says just believe in God and do whatever you want. You can do. You can read Kostakya Brahmana chapter 3 verse 1. It says the opposite what he says.
Okay.
Bro, I,
Do you
I
have
don't
anything to
believe
He
in
say?
Vedas.
the Vedas refutes it. Vedas are the core of Hinduism. If you follow Vedas, you are Hindu. If you reject Vedas, you're not Hindu.
I mean, there are various scriptures. I mean, you can follow whichever you like. There's no compulsion in Hinduism.
No, that's not how it goes. I mean, in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, verse 23, it says, if someone reject any of scriptures of Hinduism, he will go to hell eternally. You can read it. I have Bhagavad Gita in my hand right now. I can show you if you want.
Yeah, but later those scriptures were distorted by some other Brahmins and all this. So we don't believe what came after the Bhagavad Gita. Before that, I believe everything. I mean, it's not even compulsory. You just worship the deities, you get the blessings, and you live a good life.
It's a paradox. Well, that's not the topic. I'm here to discuss with Val. So, Val, what's your views on Catholicism?
On Catholicism, um,
Yeah.
well, the Orthodox view of Catholicism is that it's heterodox, that they are
Mm,
a heterodox faith outside of the church that deviated from the church after the 1054 schism. And even before that,
I
a
got you.
bunch of
What about
differences
the
began to appear.
Filioque? What about the Filioque?
Yeah, we don't accept the filioque.
Mm, I got you.
We believe that
So,
the
Mayur,
spirit
I
proceeds
think
from the
you
Father.
should read your own scriptures.
Read the what? What did you say? Can you repeat what you said?
Oh, I said nothing, bro.
I thought you said something about reading the scriptures.
Yeah. I mean, there is a book in Hinduism called Bhavishya Purana, and it cursed Jesus Christ.
It
It
curses
literally
Jesus Christ.
curses it. Yes, it does.
What is it called?
Bhavishya Purana. Not even Jesus, even Muhammad and Buddha too. You can read Bhavishya Purana if you want to. If you want the reference, I can drop you into Instagram.
Um,
Yeah, it says Malik
yeah,
Jesus, and Malik means untouchable. Yeah, Malik means sinner, untouchable, and I would say unclean person.
you want to drop the reference so I can look it up here.
Yeah, I will drop the reference on your Instagram. Wait.
Okay. Are there any Muslims that want to come up? Because I know we're sort of talking about Hinduism right now, but the topic is Islam. So if there are Muslims in here, like Abdullah, where are you at? This Abdullah guy is so. It's funny. This Abdullah guy is actually, um, I believe he's Punjabi. He's an Indian. He has Sanskrit in his bio, and he said he wants to destroy me. So where you at, Abdullah?
Well, add him there. Like, I'm about to go. I will send you the reference to your DM. Bye bye.
Okay, see ya.
Bye bye.
I thought Hindus used to believe Jesus was a way. Well, it seems like that's what our friend here was describing, that Jesus is sort of one way, as in you can accept Christ as a sort of a deity and worship him and still be a Hindu, from what I understood. Hebrew Israelites, I don't engage with Hebrew Israelites at all. It's really just interpretation debates with these guys. th- there's I'm not gonna be I'm gonna be real with you. Like, there's not really much to talk about with the Hebrew Israelites. They're cuckoos, guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Those guys are crazy. Like, have you ever seen the interactions with them? It's a yelling match. It's like going to speaker's corner and just yelling back and forth over a Muslim that's just interrupting you every 3 seconds. It's not much of a conversation, to be honest with you. Dean responds for a misquoting church father by saying who is this Dean responds guy? I think I've seen him like once on somebody's stream. I don't I don't even know who he is. Is he a TikToker? Is he mostly on TikTok? I think I saw him once come into Jay Dyer's stream and he tried to engage with Jay Dyer and he was like that typical smug, like making backhanded comments type of. I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea who this Dean response guy is. I've seen him. I think I've seen him once.
Well, I want to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the guy mentioned that there's written that that Bhavishya Puran curses Jesus Christ. So
Yeah.
that book has no authenticity, and the author was some stranger one, and it kept updating till the 18th century. I mean, it was written because you know Christians were converting Hindus. So to prevent that, a new scripture was introduced so that Hindus know that Jesus is not morally good. But I mean, uh, there's no scripture that says Jesus was morally not good. So that's a made up, Purana. That's not authentic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with that Purana
Yeah.
at all. I think it's the Pariksha Purana, he said. I'm not really familiar with it at all, so I can't comment on it. So I don't know anything.
It also says that there's gonna be a Messiah for us Hindus because we have been facing, all those persecutions since thousands of years. I mean, the Arabs, the British, everybody, we face suffering and persecution. So one day there will be a Messiah in Hinduism. Um, he's called Kalki Avatar, and he's an avatar of Krishna. So he'll come to save us.
Well, you do believe that there are constantly, right, reappearing avatars, as in messiahs that
Yeah.
come during certain time periods, right?
Now there will be a last Messiah, and his name is Kalki Avatar. He'll come to save us all.
So you do believe
And
there's going to be one last messiah?
yeah, that's what scripture says, which I have read.
Okay.
It's a Purana as well, and it's an authentic one.
Okay, so here's my thing. How is it determined in Hinduism what is authentic and what isn't?
So, like, if you have historical evidence, if you have historical proofs, and the authors, about the authors, and about their life, the life of the sages, and how they connected to Almighty and conscience of God and everything. Based upon that, we can know whether Scripture is authentic or not.
Okay, so essentially, because there's no sort of central governing
No,
body or dogma within Hinduism, essentially anybody can deem any scripture that they want as authentic to them personally and believe it, right?
that's what the problem in Hinduism is.
That's exactly what that's what my critique is of Hinduism, is that there's no centrality and essentially anybody can sort of deem any sect of Hinduism, right? Because there's a bunch of different
Yeah,
variations of,
there are many. Yeah.
and they can just deem these scriptures authentic and these not. So that's my issue with Hinduism, is that relative aspect. So my critique of Hinduism from a philosophical, epistemological, and a logical perspective is the relative aspect of it, right? This aspect of like this arbitrary understanding of, well, this scripture to me is authentic. It spoke to me, and then I just deem it authentic, right?
So,
So
like,
that's
basically,
very
before
problematic.
Hinduism, there were basically different groups of people who worship their own deity. So, like, Hinduism is an umbrella term for entire pagans of the subcontinent, of the Indian subcontinent. So, it comprises of every ideology and every thinking and what might be all the
Yeah, that's
scriptures. Yeah.
yeah, I understand that. That's why that's why sometimes like Hinduism isn't even isn't even called a religion, right? It's this philosophy ideology because it's
Yeah,
just sort of just
it's a way
ingrained.
of life, living way of life, or
Yeah, you guys
the
call it. Yeah,
culture.
exactly. Exactly. But that's exactly my critique of Hinduism, right? Because when we look at the quote unquote, right, Abrahamic faiths, there's central doctrines, right? If something is unauthentic, for example, like the Orthodox Church deems it unauthentic. But within Hinduism, everything is, again, I'm repeating this because that's my central critique of Hinduism. Everything
Hmm.
is relative and arbitrary.
Yeah.
um that's why like when I had those very like traditional Hindus refute me and say, well, you're misinterpreting this, my response to them was, well, how do you know whose interpretation is right? Like, what
Yeah.
determines that? What if I feel that my interpretation is right? And they're like, no, this guru says this, guru says, and I said, well, I can find you a guru that says the exact opposite of that.
I mean, there are many fake gurus in India nowadays. I mean, I don't
Yeah, but
even
I'm talking about
listen to them.
like ancient gurus. We were
Yeah,
quoting
ancient.
like, yeah, we were quoting gurus from like the year like, 1400, like, and then even
Yeah,
before
yeah,
we were
got it.
quoting some. Oh, but my critique was like, oh, well, there is no like because the like this one guy I was interacting with, I forgot his name. He's on TikTok mostly. He responded to my relative critiques within his sect of Hinduism. Like, I think he was a they Vishnu, I think, was the central deity within his sect, and
Yeah.
everything was like, no, these our gurus in this say this and this and this. And my critique was like, well, I can find your guru from a different sect that says this. And essentially,
Mhm.
my critique was like, well, then at that point, I can just not invent my own Hinduism, but just pick and choose what I want, and essentially believe
Yeah.
whatever Hinduism I want at that point, right?
Yeah, that's the the main disadvantage in following Hinduism, because there's no unity among Hindus. Like every Hindu follows different ideology, so sometimes we cannot get united because of these things. These things divide us all. Even though we are Hindus, but still we are divided today as well. So there's no unity among us.
Yeah, I understand that, and the thing is, like, each Hindu sect will argue for them being the
Yeah,
truth,
yeah.
right? And but that would make like, if you came on here and you said, no, my sect is the truth, your position would have been way stronger, right?
And
Because you
that's the
you're
main
claiming
reason
some.
of Islamization of India, because of the there was no unity between the Hindus. Some Hindus supported the Muslims and fought for them against other sects of Hinduism.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that. That's
Yeah,
exactly why um
that's exactly why Pakistan is Muslim today, because Pakistan was a part of us. In fact,
yeah,
Hinduism originated in Pakistan.
yeah, Pakistanis hate when you associate them with Indians. So, but
Uh,
genetically, you
yeah.
guys are, at one point you were more closely related. Um,
I mean, the Indus River, the civilization developed along the Indus River,
yeah,
and slowly
if you
and
go
gradually
back
it
like,
spread.
right, yeah,
Yeah,
if you go back like 5,000, 10,000 years, you guys did
yeah,
all come from
true.
the Indus River.
Yeah.
But uh, yeah, but exactly, but that's exactly my point, is that the very relative aspect of Hinduism, not even really being a religion, it's just kind of all over the place, and that, I think that's the critique that Hindus can't really answer, is that it's so relative, like, like
So,
when.
I mean, what are your views on Hindus and atheists? Who's better? What do you think?
I mean, that's not really. I wouldn't say that's like a really an objective topic. That would just be like me giving my opinions on stuff. But I think any person that's non-religious has no moral ground to stand on.
Yeah, like
So
because
at
we
least,
still, have those conservative values. We follow them. Like we still have the concept of, uh, uh what is that called? Modesty. Yeah, we still have the concept.
yeah, no, but the argument is that, like, if you're a religious individual, you have some sort of moral ground to stand on. Whether I think
Yeah,
your morality is wrong, for example, let's like say within your moral code, it's justified, right, to kill somebody, to sacrifice them for God, like Aztecs or Mayans, for example. They still
yeah,
stand on some sort of moral code. atheists don't have any sort of objective morality to appeal to a God to appeal to. They just
Yeah.
appeal to, right, to morality is relative to them. It's whatever society deems as moral is moral to
Yeah.
them. So they have no right to call something good or bad.
They just worship the governments.
Yeah, the governments essentially in these aspects, I think the governments become religions because there is
Yeah.
no deity. So they have to have something to worship because I think the human desire is to seek to worship something.
Yeah,
And
that's true. Agreed. Yeah.
yeah, it's within our genome, it's within our code, going back to the caveman days, right? People were writing some sort of deities and worshiping nature, things like that. But when there's no sort of god to worship in the modern era, people tend to worship governments and they become communist, some sort of fascist, whatever form
Yeah.
of government you want to.
Ideology they follow. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So I at the end of the day, I would say that that a religious person still has, I mean, from a logical perspective, from an apologetics perspective, they have a much stronger position than a non-religious person. Um,
Hmm.
but at the end of the day, again, my critique is, which you seem to agree with, is that relative aspect of Hinduism. There's no centrality, and essentially, people can have their own form of Hinduism,
Yeah.
leading to this illogical relative, right, view of salvation, to where it's not logical, because it's like, well, one sect claims that they have to you know follow these texts and behave this way and worship this way, the other claims something totally different, and it's like one of them has to be true. And it creates these issues, right, these relative
Hmm.
illogical issues within Hinduism as a paradigm or as an ideology.
Yeah, so I mean, I got a very new perspective to learn today from you. That so yeah, that's the reason I will study Christianity, and let's see what's in the destiny for me.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're from a majority Hindu, to where you probably
Yeah,
have no interactions, or you probably don't know any Christians at all,
yeah,
where you're
I don't.
from. So, I mean, that's why we have online. It's something you can learn about, and then you can learn about it, and then when I host another stream, you can come and you have more knowledge on it. You can
Yeah,
debate, you can come and debate Christianity from a different perspective, have certain objections toward Christianity. So you're welcome to do that as well.
yeah.
um,
So
yeah.
it was very nice meeting you. I mean, it was such a pleasure. I got many things, many new things to learn. So yeah, I thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. All right, brother.
Have a good day, bro.
You as well. Take care, bro. um Lays, are you a Muslim? I don't think I can hear you. I don't know if you can speak in the background. Can you just type in the private chat, are you a Muslim? Hello, Lays. Are you a Muslim? Are you a Christian? Because I don't really want to bring any Christians up. You're a Muslim, Lays? I don't see him anywhere in the private chat. You're Muslim. Can you turn on your camera real quick for me? So I know you're not a troll. Just turn it on in the background. You're not on stage. Well, you don't have to show your face. I just want you to turn it on, because I don't want you to come up here and play something inappropriate. Hello, Lays. I need that camera, otherwise I can't bring you up, bro. Well, now I see 2 Lays up here. All right, that's good. I don't know which one to invite up. Guess let's bring this one up. What's up, Lays?
Hello?
Oh, you're a female. How you doing?
Yeah. Good, how are you?
Good, good, good. So you're a Muslim?
Yep, Sunni.
Okay, okay. What's your
I've
Akida?
seen a lot of your videos and you seem pretty Islamophobic. So,
Okay, Islamophobic. What does Islamophobic mean?
like, you hate Islam. I've seen your debates with other people and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I consider an ideology evil, I would think I would not like it, right?
You think Islam is evil?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, there's many aspects we can start from. We can start from the morality of your prophet.
You're gonna say Aisha was 9, right?
The Aisha one? No, we don't even have to go to the Aisha one. We can just go straight to the Quran.
Okay.
We can just go straight to the Quran on child marriage.
You're gonna say 65-4, right?
65-4 and 33, whatever the other one is. It's not just 65-4 because 33. Let's see, what is it? Quran 33. To where it talks about the Ida, them not having
Yeah,
to
the waiting
do
period.
the waiting period if they've consummated the marriage, essentially confirming that they were having intercourse with underage girls.
Okay, I don't know that much about that stuff, so.
Okay, so here, while I look for those verses, so the premise is, why should I become a Muslim? So can you give me a case for Islam?
Why should you become a Muslim? Because I think it's the truth.
Yeah,
It's
but that's
the
just
only
a claim.
religion that people like still follow properly to this day. Like they don't change anything about it.
Yeah, but let's say I grant you that premise. That's not a case for Islam. Something, because you deem something that supposedly doesn't change, that doesn't make Islam true in any way.
But when a religion is preserved properly, don't you think it would be the truth?
There's a lot of things that are preserved properly. There's the Iliad is preserved properly. It doesn't make any of the
But
stories
that's not
in
a
Iliad
religious
true.
text.
Yeah, but that's not my point. My point is a lot of things can
What's
be
your point?
preserved properly. It doesn't necessarily make them true.
So when a religious text is not preserved, it could still be true.
No. So the claim you made is because it's preserved, therefore it's true. What I'm telling you
That's
is
just one of the things.
something being preserved has no bearing on whether it's true or not. Okay?
So if it's not preserved, it can be true.
It can be preserved or not preserved. It can still be true. That has no bearing on truth. Preservation has no bearing on whether something is true or not.
Then what's your guidelines for something being true?
Well, there could be a lot of reasons for it, but the burden of proof is on you. The premise is, why should I become a Muslim? And I want you to give me a case for it. But you claiming because something is preserved, quote unquote, in Islam, whether it's all of Islam or whether it's a particular text, has no bearing on truth.
Okay, I see
I
your
want you to
point.
give me a case for it because the burden of proof is on you.
A case for why Islam is the truth.
Well, so the question is, why should I become a Muslim? So I want you to give me a case for it.
So you can gain eternal paradise.
Okay, but that's arbitrary. Anybody can make that claim.
But not all of the religions that have that claim are the right religion.
A lot of religions have that claim. Mormons make that same claim.
I know, but I said it's not the right religion.
It's not the what?
The right religion.
Yeah, but my point is that your claim is arbitrary. Like, anybody can make that claim.
Okay, but not everyone would have the evidence from their religion to back
Okay,
them
what's
up.
the evidence?
The Quran.
That's exactly what I'm asking you. That's a circular argument. The
How
Quran
is that
is true.
circular?
My evidence is the Quran, therefore the Quran is true. That is my evidence. That's a circular argument.
But when the Quran is a reliable source, it wouldn't be circular.
That's a circular argument. The Quran is a reliable source because it's the Quran, because it's true. You're going in a circle again.
So you want me to use the Bible to prove Islam?
What is the Bible? Now you're just moving the goalposts. You're deflecting.
You said I can't use the Quran.
I'm saying you're giving me a circular argument. So I
Okay.
asked you to give me a premise for why I should be a Muslim, and you're giving me certain points, and I'm responding to those certain points. So the first point you gave me, I don't even remember. What was your first point? Oh, preservation has no bearing of truth. Your second point is because
No, but
that's
I
how you
think it
achieve
does.
salvation. I say that's arbitrary. Anybody makes that claim. And then you said because the Quran is true. Now you're just going in circles. It's a circular argument. And then you deflect into the Bible. I mean, I don't understand how that would prove anything if you consider the Bible to be corrupt from your Islamic perspective. I don't understand how that would give a case for Islam. Eliminating other from that perspective, you would just be eliminating other religions to sort of leave one that would be Islam. And that way you'd have to give a case for why you think Hinduism is false, why you think every single pagan sect on the planet is false, why you think that Jehovah's are false, why you think that Mormons, Black Hebrews are false. You attempting to give a claim that debunks Christianity doesn't prove Islam.
So you're saying I can't use the Quran to prove Islam? Then how would I give proof for the religion?
You can go to the
Like, you
Quran.
want
but
historical
I'm saying
evidence?
it's gonna be a circular argument. You appealing to the Quran is circular, because the Quran is just a book that makes claims.
Yeah,
You'd
but
have
it's
to
the right
go to
book.
those claims, and you have to give a case for certain claims it makes.
Mm.
So you saying that I should become a Muslim because the Quran is true doesn't tell me anything. You have to tell me why the Quran is true.
Because it's true.
That's just, do you understand that you're just going in circles?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay. So I mean, I'm just gonna call out your fallacies if you're not gonna give me a claim.
Okay, hold
because
on. Why do you think Christianity is the truth?
that's not the topic.
I know, but maybe I
moving
can
the
prove
goalpost.
Islam from that way.
Yeah, but that's just moving the goalposts. The premise is why I should become a Muslim. Appealing to Christianity doesn't prove Islam. Let's say we have a conversation and we agree that Christianity is false. It still doesn't prove Islam.
Mm.
Right? You have to have an individual case for Islam.
But
it has to be able to function without appealing to the debunking of another religion.
But then you said I can't use the Quran to prove it.
I just said you'd have to prove to me why you think the Quran is true.
Because it's the same Quran that's existed since the time of the Prophet.
Okay, so again, now you're talking about preservation again. And I just said preservation has no bearing on truth.
No, but I think it does.
Right? Mormons think their book is perfectly preserved. What does that mean? Their book is true? Well, it doesn't matter what you think. But the
Mormon book doesn't come from a reliable source. It comes from Joseph Smith, a random guy who was claiming to be a prophet.
That's arbitrary. The Mormons say Muhammad is not a reliable source.
Except he is.
So how do we know who's right? Again, arbitrary.
Okay.
Right. So when we come to a debate, the minimum we have to agree on is the laws of logic, right? Mm-hmm. We all the entire world function by the laws of logic. That's why every time you make a claim and I say, well, that's arbitrary, your preservation claim, you say, well, I don't think it is. Well, you're not abiding by the laws of logic. We're talking past each other. We have to agree on the laws of logic.
Then what do you want for evidence?
What do I want for what?
The evidence.
Well, that would be up to you. You'd have to bring me the evidence. You'd have to bring some sort of convincing evidence.
Well, I
And then
think
we
the
can talk
Quran is
about
the
it.
evidence, but you said I can't use it, so.
Well, you can use, but you'd have to show me why the Quran is true. You simply claiming Islam is true because the Quran is true doesn't prove Islam.
Okay, so then I think that Quran is true because of the miracles and
What miracles?
the miracles that the Prophet did that were mentioned in the Quran. And the embryology.
What? The what?
Embryology.
The embryology miracle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's nonsense. I have an entire video debunking that miracle.
Why?
Well, so here's the thing. I'm not even going to get into the specific scientific miracles, but here's the issue. So you appealing to a scientific miracle, what that does is makes the Quran reliant on science. Because I'll give you an example. Let's say the Quran claims, right? There's like a claim in the Quran that there are like 7 heavens or something, right? I think it's called the
Yeah, the levels
whatever.
of heaven.
You know the miracle you're talking about, right? Let's say the Quran makes this claim. It's a scientific miracle. There are 7 quote unquote atmospheres, whatever the miracle is. And then science discovers there is. And we say, wow, look, the Quran is miraculous. It knew 1,500 years before. Science advances. In 20 years, we discover that there's not, I'm just using this as an example. I don't know if it's actually 7. We discovered that there's actually not 7, there's 12. So what do we do now with that Quranic miracle? Do we interpret it on the basis of science? So you see how appealing to any miracle, a scientific miracle, demeans the Quran, because it makes the Quran reliant on science, and it makes science the standard of truth rather than the Quran.
No, because even if science contradicted the Quran, you would take the Quran as the higher authority, because science always changes and evolves. Okay.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So I'm saying, I mean, this is why no da'i even appeals to scientific miracles, for this very reason. Like, there might be some, but like some of the big da'is, they haven't used scientific miracles in probably like 10, 15 years for this very reason.
Because
so you got to give me something better than scientific miracles, because that just is extremely problematic for Islam to appeal to science as the standard of truth.
Okay, well, nothing can be made that's like it. Like, it's not imitate. What's that word?
I know what
you can't imitate
there's not a single verse that could be made again, but the standards of what? What does that even mean?
Like, you can't copy the word of God.
Okay, but what does that mean? Like, there's not a single what is the claim? There's not a single surah that can be made like the like I could make something. I could make something completely absurd that I say nobody can make it like this. And then if somebody makes something and says, "Oh, I made something like this," I can say, "No, you didn't. It's not like this." It's a
type
weird
of
standard.
Arabic that's used in it.
It doesn't tell me anything. Like I could write my own surah and say, "Look, I wrote a surah exactly like this. Not exactly, but like similar to like this surah in the Quran." And you can say, "No, you didn't." And I can say, "Yes, I did." And now it's just an arbitrary debate of who thinks what. It doesn't mean it. There's no sort of objective standard for that claim.
Maybe.
Right?
Yeah,
because
you're
it would be arbitrary. Like I could make something and say, "Oh, look, this is like Surah Al-Fatiha," and you'll be like, "I don't think it is." And I'll be like, "Oh, I think it is," and then it's just like we get nowhere.
I've seen like people trying to imitate the Quran on YouTube, and it sounds completely different, and that just proves that you can't make something that's alike.
See, but that's exactly my point. Is, well, one, you're appealing to these personal anecdotal examples, like to from a logic perspective, it doesn't prove anything. Like if I say, well, I read this, but then it wasn't nothing like this. Like, there's no sort of objective standard. It's just what I think. It's an opinion, right? And then again, you just proved my very point by saying people attempt to make something like the Quran, but it's nothing like the Quran. So the standard is you, right? In that case, the standard would be you. There's no objective standard. In my case, if I attempted to replicate like a surah in the Quran, the standard would be me and you. Like, I'd say, I think it is like it, and you'll say, no, it's not like it. Where are the standards of truth? There's no objective truth in this case.
Even if someone were to imitate it, they wouldn't like accept it.
Who wouldn't
as
accept
in like the Muslims? They wouldn't add it to the Quran.
Like the entirety of the Ummah, every Sunni on the planet wouldn't accept it.
Yeah, they wouldn't add it to the Quran and be like, yeah, this is the word of God.
That's within their theological doctrines, is that nothing can be recreated like it. Obviously, what does that prove? It doesn't prove anything, right? If like I make something and they say no, it's not. Well, obviously they wouldn't, because they're Muslims. They have a bias. Also, they have that very claim that nothing can be recreated.
Yeah,
right? Like the appeal to like, right? Also, it's a fallacy to appeal to like a certain number of people agree on this, right? That's a fallacy. It's the same as like appealing to some sort of scientific authority for something, right? This is an appeal to authority, so it's a fallacious argument, right? Because somebody agrees. Let's say we know that the Earth is round, but let's say 90% of the population, or let's say 60% of the population in the world thinks the Earth is flat. But let's say we know for a fact it's not flat. Does that make that majority, those 60%, correct because they're the majority? No. Same in this case. If I was to, that I think is a replication of something in the Quran, and the majority of Muslims, all the Muslims say no, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean something is true or not. It just means people disagree with me.
Yeah, I see your point. I don't think I'm the right person for this stuff.
I mean, you're a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're a Muslim, like, you should be able, if you are convicted that if you are fully convicted and convinced that something is the truth, right, you should be fully able to defend that very truth. Because if I am unsure about something, I don't think I'd want to believe in that something. So if you are fully convinced of Islam being true, you'd have to have some sort of case for it besides your personal revelation. Because we can all have a personal revelation, right? Hindus, like, we just had a Hindu up. He was just, crying his heart out about his personal revelation of, well, like, I feel the gods. I feel my gods in Hinduism. There's miracles.
But that's the same thing for Christianity.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. So you have to give me a case that isn't a personal revelation.
The Quran is the word of God.
Okay, but you have to show to me that the Quran is the word of God.
The fact that it's been preserved is the proof, but I can't use this. I don't know what else I would use.
So the Iliad has been perfectly preserved. So the Book of Mormon has been perfectly preserved.
Yeah, but it's not the word of God.
Well, how do you know? They're both perfectly preserved.
You look at who it was revealed to.
Mormons claim it was revealed from God directly to Joseph Smith.
Okay, but Joseph is not
that's more than Muslims can claim, because you claim that it was revealed through an angel.
Yeah, to the prophet.
Yeah, so he wasn't even talking to God. He was talking to an angel. You
want God to come to him?
So I think Mormons, well, I'm just poking at your argument here. So I think Mormons are more correct here, because he didn't speak to an angel. I think Joseph Smith spoke to God directly. So,
but God spoke to Moses. So,
okay, but how do I know that Muhammad spoke to the angel?
Because of the revelation that was given to him.
Okay, but how do I know it's not the devil that he spoke to?
Why would the devil tell him to worship God?
Well, it said that when he encountered the angel choked him. Why would an angel choke him?
He didn't choke him.
Doesn't it say that?
He held his shoulders out of fear because the
Let's
prophet
see.
was scared. What is this Justin guy saying?
Yeah, so it says that Jibril squeezed him. Sorry, I'm trying to find the exact verse.
Yeah, I know the hadith. He pressed him down because he was scared.
Yeah, it says he
I mean, he
squeezed.
saw an angel. He saw
Yeah,
a
so
different
why
creation. Wouldn't he be
Okay,
scared?
so if you know about it, so why did the angel choke him or
He didn't
squeeze him?
choke him.
Why did he?
Bro,
Why did?
imagine seeing a whole different creation. Wouldn't you be scared? The angel had to calm him down.
Okay, so it said that the angel, from what I remember, it said the angel told him to read and he couldn't read, and then the angel squeezed him, right?
No, I don't think so.
That's what the angel told him. So
He
why?
squeezed him.
So the angel didn't know that he couldn't read?
He knew.
It says the angels, from what I'm still trying to find the hadith. It's impossible to
try to
find these
find it.
controversial hadiths. Like, you guys try to hide them so well.
No one's trying to hide anything.
Well, it's just all I'm getting is like Quora. Muslims
Hold on, I'll
asking
find it.
Quora. Okay, but so anyway, so my point wasn't even that. My point was that how do we know that Muhammad did indeed speak to an angel?
Because of the Quran.
Doesn't prove anything. Like, you're just going in circles. So the
I
Quran
know.
okay, so the Quran makes a claim, right? And who is there to confirm these claims?
What claims?
Was there anyone that confirmed to Muhammad that he did indeed speak to an angel?
I'm not sure about that.
So if if there was no witnesses that Muhammad did indeed speak to an angel receiving these revelations, how do we know that Muhammad didn't lie to everyone?
So you think the prophet went into the cave and then came out with like random verses that he made up?
Well, I'm asking you, there was nobody there that witnessed for a religion that requires witnesses for a lot of things, right? Islam requires witnesses for a lot of things.
Isn't
Why
that the
is there
same
no
thing for Paul's revelation and Peter? You have no proof for their
No, there were
revelations.
witnesses. Paul on his road to Damascus had witnesses. He wasn't traveling alone.
You know, and Peter had a dream that made all of the foods clean. Where's the witnesses for that?
Yeah, but that was a personal revelation to Peter. That's not the basis of the entire faith.
You
But
can't
anyways,
prove
that's
that.
now you're just
Same thing.
deflecting though. This is called a tu quoque fallacy, to where you're not addressing the argument, you're attempting to point out a supposed hypocrisy. It doesn't address your point. Even if I was to grant you all your points, it doesn't address them. It doesn't address the fact that there are no witnesses to Muhammad's revelation. How do we know he
Wait,
didn't
hold
lie?
on. Okay, sorry, my sister came. What was your point?
I said, how do we know he didn't lie?
Why would he lie? What would he benefit out of it?
A lot of things. A bunch of people following him, a bunch of
But that
wives,
didn't.
riches, entire armies. He led
What does
entire
that mean? A
armies.
bunch of wives. Okay.
I'm just giving you like example. There's a ton of benefits. He could have
But he
remained an
lived.
irrelevant nobody, but he became a somebody. There's a bunch of benefits to being religious leaders. There's cults literally based around certain religious leaders because they have certain followings, right? There's so many cults throughout history. What did Joseph Smith benefit from his revelation? Like this argument doesn't prove anything.
He literally got money from his churches. That's what he benefited. The prophet didn't get any money for this.
I'm confused how that proves anything.
Meaning he didn't benefit from it by lying and saying, "Oh, I'm a
How did
messenger
he
of
not
God."
benefit if he was able to become somebody? He was able to attain a certain status. He was able to conquer certain lands, attain certain riches. Like this is all recorded in Islamic history. Like there were clearly
He was
benefits.
literally in poverty, and he got attacked by the
After
Jews
Islam,
and stuff.
did he die poor? No,
I don't
he
know.
didn't.
But
So
he
that's
would go
just
days
one
without
benefit.
eating.
Okay, but did he die poor?
I don't know his life story.
Well, you're a Muslim. You should know. You should know.
I know. I'm gonna be reading on it, but
so there was some benefits, but my question is like without witnesses, you can't prove that he didn't lie. Like Muhammad could have lied.
so the whole Quran is a lie. Like
Well, I
you're
think the
saying?
entire Quran is a lie. I think it's a fabrication.
Okay.
It's just a bunch of it's a pulled from various texts, and it's just a bunch of jumbled stuff that rhymes for no reason.
How would he get stuff from various texts?
Well, he wasn't a part of the Arabian Peninsula to where a bunch of heretics were exiled to that region, and he would have had interactions with all kinds of people from different religions. He would have had interactions with Jews. We read about this. He has interactions with Jews. He would have had interactions with Christians. We read about this. He has interactions with Christians from various heretical sects and non-heretical sects. You can read the life of Muhammad. He has interaction with all kinds of people. He's not an isolated individual to where he doesn't know Jews exist, doesn't know Christians exist, doesn't know pagans exist. He knew all these things, right? So he would have had interaction with all these people. So for him, right, to pick up on certain stories, it's very, very easily possible.
So he took stories and went into a cave and came out with verses, is what you're saying?
Well, that's what he said. I don't know if he went into a cave. Right?
You don't only get revelations in caves.
Again, there's no witnesses to Muhammad.
He would get revelations and verses sent down to him, even from his companions.
He would get what?
Verses sent down to him.
Yeah, I know, but he was the only individual receiving them. There wasn't anybody like watched him and said, oh yes, an angel did in fact came. Which is less than what Mormons claim, because Mormons claim there were eyewitnesses to Joseph Smith receiving the tablets that he received. So at least Mormons have that claim.
But you don't even know those
Mormonism is true then.
Okay, sure.
I don't know. Mormons have Joseph Smith has a bunch of witnesses that he had tablets. Muhammad has 0 witnesses. I think Mormonism is true.
But his wife also saw him go into the cave.
Okay, but did his wife see him receive these revelations?
No, I'm saying the companions also saw him. He wasn't always in the cave.
Okay, but that's not a witness to watch him go in and do something. I'm asking you if there were witnesses of him receiving a revelation, as in he's interacting with this angel. That's what I'm asking you. You could say, oh, I saw him leave his house and go somewhere. That's not an eyewitness. I saw him leave somewhere and then he came back and he had a revelation. That's not an eyewitness is somebody that sees you receive the revelation.
Bro, I just told you his companions saw him receive it. It wasn't always in the
Okay,
cave.
can you show me a verse that says that, or a
It's
hadith?
hadith.
Okay, what's the hadith? Can you find it for me?
Give me a second. Okay, there's one that I found. It's
Okay,
Sahih
what's the hadith?
al-Bukhari 4592.
Sahih al-Bukhari 4519.
No, 92. Do you want me to read it?
No, I have it right here. Okay, so how does this prove? How does this
The
show that
last
there was a
sentence.
witness?
So Allah revealed.
Okay, go ahead.
All of it. Wait, I'm gonna read from the main part. So Allah revealed to his apostle while his thigh was on my thigh, and his thigh became so heavy that I was afraid it might fracture my thigh. Then that state of the Prophet passed, and Allah revealed, except those who are disabled by injury or are blind or lame.
So where does it say that
He
saw
received the
an angel?
revelation.
Yeah, but where does he say that he saw an angel
He didn't only get revelation
revealed to
from
him
an
this?
angel. That's what I'm saying.
So he received the revelation just sitting there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's still no proof that they saw him speak to an angel.
What?
This is a witness claiming that he was sitting on the prophet and then the prophet told him something.
Yeah, the revelation.
Yeah, the prophet supposedly received a revelation. Where is there an indication of him being a witness to the angel coming to Muhammad and giving him the revelation here?
Good point.
There isn't. It's like if I was sitting next to you and I say, "Oh, I just received a revelation from Allah and I told you about it."
True, but what you would get wouldn't be the word of God. You can just make something up.
Yeah, that's my point, is that Muhammad can make anything up. My point with the whole comparison to Joseph Smith was that there were claimed eyewitnesses that Joseph Smith received the tablets, these
We don't know
miraculous
those
tablets.
eyewitnesses, though.
Well, my point is that's what they claim. Now, the
Okay, but
claim
you
in
can't claim
Islam
something
is
without
that
evidence.
the claim in Islam is that the angel appears to Muhammad and he reveals to Muhammad. There is no description of an angel appearing here and having a revelation. It is simply somebody saying that they were sitting next to the prophet and he told them something.
There's multiple hadiths
In
like
the
that.
state
I
of the
just give you
Prophet
one.
passed and Allah revealed, and then it says something,
Okay.
except those who are disabled. What does that even mean? What surah is he revealing to him? Well, one question, what exactly is he revealing to him? And two, there is no indication of an angel speaking here anywhere in this hadith to Muhammad.
I just said he didn't always get it from the angel.
Okay, but my point was, again,
Mm.
that there is a miraculous thing happening, right? Like in the Joseph Smith case, he's receiving these miraculous tablets coming down from heaven or whatever. And there's eyewitnesses that claim they saw this. Now, with Muhammad, there is an angel that comes to Muhammad, and there's something miraculous supposedly happening. There is no eyewitnesses here of anything miraculous happening. It is simply somebody saying the prophet's thigh was on my thigh, and then he supposedly revealed something. There is no eyewitnesses for somebody saying, yes, I saw the prophet speaking to an angel, and this was revealed to him. There's no
Not everyone
eyewitness of
can
this
see the
miraculous
angel.
thing happening.
Okay.
He just says Allah revealed to him. I mean, where's the miraculous aspect of this of this eyewitness? There's nothing.
I understand your point of view. Okay, maybe I can read more on this and then I can come back when you do another stream and talk about it.
Yeah. So, well, the topic is probably going to be different. It's not going to be the same every time.
That's fine.
But essentially, like you have to give me a case for Islam. And whatever case you give me, I'm going to pick apart that case. That's why, when you brought up those first initial cases, like you're making claims, I'm asking you to prove those very claims.
Okay.
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 All right.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. Thank you. Have a good one.
I'm fine.
All righty, guys. Do we have any Muslim men that want to come up and give a case for Islam? Because it is a shame that the men don't have the courage to come up and give a case for Islam, while the Muslim women do have the courage. The Muslim women aren't in my DMs cursing me out, right? The Muslim females that do message me, right? They're very polite, and they actually have the courage to come up. The men, on the other hand, like I can show you guys DMs. I just going off on me in the DMs, and I say, hey, come up and have a conversation. Nothing, dude, nothing. Well, let me show you guys one. Like, look at this. Hopefully you guys can see this. Look at this guy, Abdullah. Okay, come pagan cross liquor. I said, come debate me live on video. Said, where? Pagan liquor. Sorry, guys. I said, I'm live weekly. And then he asked me where I live. Where do you live? I send him the link. Right? Look, guys. It's been 2 hours. 2 hours. Nothing. Nothing from this guy. And you guys see how rude these guys are? Like, I don't even engage right in the back and forth with these guys anymore because it's just boring. Right? What am I going to do? Call him a stone licker? That's what he wants me to do. I said, come have a conversation. And this is just one example. It's just one example. Like there's so many of these like just immature men. And I say, okay, like you hate me so much, right? I'm very Islamophobic, right? Like this sister that came up called me Islamophobic. We were still able to have a conversation, right? I'm Islamophobic. Come on stream and insult me, right? Yeah, we talked about this on the St. John of Damascus stream. Yeah, on the St. John of Damascus stream, St. John says that Muhammad very likely spoke to an Aryan monk. That's what St. John says. Because he says, essentially they had the same Christology, to where they don't believe Christ was the word of God or word of Allah in the sense of eternal existence. Although Christ is the word of Allah, right, in the Quran. But within their theology, he's not understood as somebody who has pre-existed. And that's why St. John says that it is very likely that he spoke to an Aryan monk on heresies. And that was a stream we did about 2 weeks ago. We went through St. John's entire chapter on the heresy of the Ishmaelites. So if you guys want to go check that out, go ahead. Ex-Muslim Sahil. I think I know this ex-Muslim Sahil guy. He's a YouTuber. I've probably seen some of his stuff, have I? I think I've seen his stuff. Is he an Indian ex-Muslim? Yeah, I know Sahil. Yeah, Sahil is he does a lot of streams in Urdu, right? Is he Pakistani? I think he's Pakistani, right? He does a lot of streams in Urdu. Yeah. Or no, he does them in, I don't know. What I think Adam Seeker is the one that became Christian through interactions with Christian Prince. I think was like his main guy, and then a few other people he interacted with. Okay. Yeah, I know about ex-Muslim Sahil, but I think he mostly does him in Hindi, his videos. And then Adam Seeker does a lot in Urdu, I believe, and then he does some in English. Okay. Let's see, guys. Maybe we can find some. Yeah, I think I saw his testimony on. I saw his testimony on somebody's channel. I don't remember who he gave his testimony. All right, guys, I'm trying to find some Muslims on Ome TV. But we had a few conversations. We had a conversation with one Muslim, some Hindus, very civil conversations. We haven't had anybody very hostile. See, the thing is, I'm gonna match your energy. Like if you come on here and you're just, very hostile, I might get hostile, or I'll be very assertive with you. You just come up here and you're having a conversation. We're gonna have a conversation, guys. So it's not again, Muslims. Like if you watch this, it's not that intimidating. If you come up here and you're having a civil conversation, we're gonna have a civil conversation. Oh, we had one stream where some guys were just they were giving terrible arguments and like kept flopping from one topic to another, and I kept telling them not to stop flopping topics, and he said, "It's because you can't answer it. It's because you cannot answer it." So there's those guys. Yeah, I'll do some streams on. I might do like some short videos on certain doctrines. Maybe like essence energies distinction. I'll do one on theosis. Maybe I have to start doing it. I do want to do a stream with my priest. I want to get my priest on and do a stream with him. I actually I met with him and I told him, I get a lot of questions that are sort of pertaining to something that a priest would have to answer, because some of the questions, like very spiritual questions, I can't. It's just I'm a layman. I can't answer these questions for you guys. So I wanted to have him on for that. But maybe if he wants to come on and have conversations about theology, sorry, we can do that as well. Yeah, there is an Orthodox prayer rug in the corner. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that right there. Yeah, I think I got it on Amazon or something. It was like just like cheap rug to where they can pretty much add whatever design on it they want, and I just added the Orthodox cross, a 3-bar cross on there. Yeah, guys, this is my office area. So I got my prayer corner in the office there, my icon corner, and then just my bookshelf there with some stuff on there. So this is my little office area. Basically, church history and catechism, there are a lot of terms that I struggle to comprehend. Just like theological terminology. Well, theological, I guess. Well, theological, there's a lot of different theological terms when you're reading like church history or just church fathers. Especially like if you're reading about like an sort of exposition of the Trinity. These are just terms that you have to understand. A lot of them are kind of like Orthodox philosophy terms, right? Hypostasis, prosoponos, a person's essence, energy. I like these terms. You just have to learn. I don't know if there's like, that's just something I feel like you have to learn some of this terminology on your own. But if I do a video on like essence, energies, distinction, I'm gonna define these terms. And if I do a video on the Trinity, I'll define some of these terms. Or a video on the Orthodox atonement, right? And I go through the certain atonements with Christus Victor, sort of different substitutionary atonement or ransom atonement. I'm going to define some of these terminology if I'm talking about these things. So, yeah, I've wanted to do a video on theosis for some time. So I might do a video on theosis and essence energies distinction. Maybe do a live with my priest, or maybe have another Orthodox Christian on and do that. And I'm also planning on having Father Turbo on the stream. So I'm just trying to determine, because I wanted to have Father Turbo on to talk about evangelism within Orthodoxy, because that's something that he's very passionate about. So I want to have more clergy on here and just have conversations with them about certain topics, and you guys can ask questions. But at the same time, guys, when I reach out to some of these people, like even if I'm interacting with my priest, he kind of wants to know, like I asked him, like, hey, would you want to get on and answer some questions? And he said, yeah, I would appreciate, if you sent me some of these questions ahead of time. So kind of, they kind of want to be prepared for some of these topics too. So all right, let's see if we can maybe find some random Muslims in these chats here. Uthman did 20 shahadas on Christians, apparently. Like 20 total? Hasn't he been doing dawah for like 10 years? Only 20 in 10 years? That's not a lot. I'd be shocked. Biblical Jesus is a false prophet, right? But the Islamic Isa is the true prophet, right? Even though at least the gospel authors, right, were eyewitnesses, they had interactions with Jesus. Muhammad had no interactions. I'm not familiar with Dean Response at all. Like I said, guys, I think I saw him like once on a stream, and then I think I came by like a live debate he was doing, but I never watched it. I just saw Dean Response versus someone. Like, I'm familiar with his name, but I've never seen any of his stuff. Like, I have no idea who he is. I think he was already humbled. Didn't he have a debate with someone and he got humbled? He's a TikToker, isn't he? Okay. Do you think Mari is a good preacher? I used to follow him a lot, but I saw an old video of him preaching something controversial. I haven't heard from Mari in a while. I think Mari is a very charismatic guy, but so from what I understand, there's two different, right, Nestorian Assyrian churches. I haven't talked about this topic in a while, but so there was one, right, that split during that Nestorian controversy, and then so I think it's the Assyrian Church of the East, and then something, I don't remember what the other one. And there, I think there was another one that split, and I believe it was in the 70s. So this Nestorian schismatic church, another schismatic church split from this Nestorian schismatic church in like the 70s, I think, and that's the church that Marmari belonged to. But then, from what I understand, Marmari was excommunicated from that church. So Marmari is a schismatic from a heretical church that split from a heretical church, and then he split from that church, and he's essentially his own bishop right now, for what I understand. So he's a schismatic of a schismatic of a schismatic. That's in heresy. So that's what Marmari is. He's not an Orthodox Christian. He's a schismatic of a schismatic of a schismatic, as I said. Hopefully that makes sense, but I wouldn't listen to him. After the stabbing, he fell off. Yeah, I think I covered the stabbing. Well, we Orthodox Christians pray to saints, but prayer doesn't always denote worship. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. I think if you're a Protestant, then yeah, you know, veneration of saints is probably something that's totally new to you. But we Orthodox, we venerate saints, and we pray to saints in the sense that we pray for requests of their intercession. Prayer doesn't denote worship all the time. So the one presupposition, the one mistake that Protestants make and is that they assume that prayer always denotes worship. And when they hear the word like pray to Mary, they're like, oh, what? You worship Mary? No. So if that's what you're talking about, that's not controversial at all. But he is a controversial figure in the sense that he's in 3 times schism of a Nestorian church. I don't know. That doesn't. I don't know. I haven't heard that. I haven't been keeping up, but again, he's not Orthodox, so I wouldn't listen to him at all. Maybe just like for fun. He's a charismatic guy, but other than that, no. What's up, bro? Good. How are you? I'm from America. Where are you from? You're from Pakistan. Okay. Okay. So you're a Muslim? No, I'm not a gamer.
Okay, your setup is very good. I think you're game.
No, no, no. I'm not a gamer. Are you a Muslim?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, yes, I'm Muslim.
You're a Muslim. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why are you a Muslim?
In what?
Why are you a Muslim?
Because I believe in Allah in last Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu
You believe in Allah as God and Prophet Muhammad
Alaihi Wasallam.
as the last prophet?
Yes.
How do you know that Prophet Muhammad wasn't a false prophet?
Wasn't Allah a false prophet?
Yeah, how do you know he wasn't false prophet?
Because I believe in him. And
You just believe
in
him?
Quran,
Okay,
yes, in Quran I believe.
but the Quran was revealed to Muhammad. How do you know he didn't lie?
Because he didn't like many people that time which people are not Muslim give him a title of Amin, which means he did not speak lie.
Yeah, but I
Many
understand he,
non-Muslim also believe in it. What?
yeah, but that doesn't mean he could have lied. Because did anybody
No.
did anybody see him
Okay,
speak
I'm
with
telling you one thing more. Did you ever read Quran?
I've read the Quran, yeah.
There are many scientific proof in that science prove now
Okay, give
after
me one.
1400 years.
Yeah, give me one.
I will give you in Quran there is that Allah says we made all living things from water. Okay. Now science proved that human body is made up of 70% of water. Another one in Quran there is Big Bang theory. Allah says that universe is expanding. After 1400 years, science proved that universe is expanding. You know that.
Okay, so I've heard all of these. I've heard
Okay,
all the
one
miracles.
more.
So
Allah says that I have brought the metal from outside of the space. Now science have proved that the metal is not from Earth. That is asteroid come to Earth and collide with Earth, and the metal is everywhere. It is expanding.
yeah, so I heard all of these. So I have my
Okay.
question to you then.
What?
So if science comes out tomorrow and says, actually, you know what? Humans are not made of water. What are you going to do with that Quran verse then?
Science can't do that because the human body is made up.
Okay, can science I can't hear you right now. Can science change? You're on mute right now. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, bro. I don't know if your mic died or something. I just hear like shuffle. You're covering your mic, I think, with your hand.
Okay, now you hear?
Yeah.
You know Dr. Zakir Naik?
I'm very familiar with Zakir Naik, but I just ask you, like, can science change?
Okay, if science change, but what Quran says that will always be true. The science can't prove as a
Okay,
Quran false.
sure. So I'll give you one example.
Many scientists have tried to prove it false, but they always accepted Islam while they were doing this.
Yeah. So I'll give you one example. So there's a miracle in the Quran that talks about the heavens, right? It's like 7 heavens or the atmospheres. So let's
Yes.
say the Quran says there are 7. Let's say scientists today say there are 7. In 1 week, scientists come out and say, actually, you know what? We just discovered a new one. There are 8. What do we do now?
Science till now, science have not discovered that there are 7 heavens. They have not go from the solar system even. The heaven is in the sky, in outer space.
Okay.
Science can't go
Okay,
there.
I'll give you another example. You said the Quran affirms the Big Bang Theory. Let's say scientists affirm the Big Bang Theory. Let's say in a month, the scientists say we were wrong. The Big Bang Theory is false. What do we do now?
They can't say that because
Why can't they?
science have
So
the
science
Hubble.
can't
You know
change?
Hubble telescope?
Is the
You know
Big
Hubble
Bang
telescope?
Theory a
Okay.
fact or is it a theory?
For science, it is a theory, but for me, it
Exactly.
is a
So
law
can
because
it
Quran says it.
so can it change?
For me, it is a law because Quran says it.
Okay, but can
Science,
change?
so science will change. So then science will be
So
wrong.
science can
Science
change
can't do
this.
this.
Okay, perfect. So here's what you're doing when you're talking about Quranic miracles. You are making
Yes.
science the standard. You're saying this is science, this is Quran. Quran has to meet science. You understand? You're demeaning the Quran.
No,
Because if science
you
changes,
will hear that.
which it can, then you have to reinterpret the verse. Do you understand?
I can't. Last sentence, I can't hear you. Last sentence. Your last sentence, I can't hear it.
The what?
Last sentence. Your last sentence, I can't hear it.
I said because the Quran has to appeal to science that can change.
Yes.
When science changes, The Quran verse
Yes.
has to be reinterpreted. Do you understand?
Okay, I will now tell you that if science says that universe is not expanding, okay, that will
Okay.
not be the law. That will then it will well be theory. After 1 year, if science again says that yes, universe is expanding, then what will you say?
Exactly. So this makes your scientific miracles BS.
Okay, I am telling you another thing. You will hear Dr. Zakir Naik that he says that Quran is not the book of science. It is the book of sign, SIGN sign.
Okay, then why did you
It is,
appeal to the scientific miracles to you?
so
Why did you appeal to
I want
scientific
to prove you
miracles
that
if even Zakir Naik
okay,
rejects the
I
Quran being a book
I
of
am asking a
science?
question from you. Are you Christian?
Yeah,
You believe that Jesus is the God?
yeah,
You ever read Bible?
yeah.
In Bible there is always written that Jesus said that after me another prophet will become.
It
He will
doesn't.
be the last prophet.
He doesn't say that.
There is written.
No, it doesn't say that
Okay,
anywhere.
you say that you
Where does
ever
it say that?
see a video of Zakir Naik, he will prove you from
I've
Bible.
Listen, I've debunked Zakir Naik more times than Houthis in
Okay,
Jannah. What
Jesus say
verse?
another thing.
No, hold up, hold up. What verse tells that a prophet like Muhammad is going to come after Jesus? Tell me the verse. You made a claim. I want you to give me the verse.
I don't know the verse. I don't ever read
Then
Bible,
why are
but
you
I
making a
saw
claim
that.
if you don't even know? You just listening to
Okay, I am
Zakir
telling
Naik?
you why I
Zakir Naik
claimed.
is your god or what?
Okay, I am telling you that why I claimed that. I am telling you. I
Okay,
saw a
but you
video of
don't
Zakir
know.
Naik.
Did you
Many
check the
Christians.
verse?
Okay, okay.
You just believe
Many
Zakir Naik?
Christian scholars were.
I don't
Okay,
care
I
what
am telling you. You hear
Christian
me.
scholars say. I don't care what
Okay,
scholars say. Why do I care what
you
scholars say?
hear me. Please, you hear me. Please, you hear me. Many Christians scholars were sitting in front of Zakir Naik. They read Bible.
Okay, I
They
don't
also agree
listen,
that
brother, with all due respect, I don't care what Zakir Naik says. You made a claim that you heard from Zakir Naik. I want you to show me the verse and then we can talk about it. I don't care if Zakir Naik said in front of Christian scholars and he told them and they looked it up and they went, wow, listen, I heard like thousands of hours of Zakir Naik. I don't care. I'm talking about you. Zakir Naik
okay,
is
I am
not your
telling you another
God.
thing.
I want you to tell
I
me
am
the verse.
telling you another thing. You believe in Allah. You believe in Allah.
Why do you keep changing topics, brother? You keep
I am
bouncing from
asking you a
one
question.
topic to another topic to another topic to another topic.
I am telling you a thing. You believe in Allah.
Okay, but you telling me like 50 different things. You
Okay,
tell me
now
one
I
thing and
am
then
joining
you
this.
say, well, I don't know, and then you go to another thing. You say, well, I don't know, and then you go to another thing.
Okay, you ask a question from me. What?
I asked you why are you a Muslim?
Why are you Christian? I am asking. Also asking from you a question.
But
Why
that's
are you
not
Christian? Why you believe
that's a
in
that's a
Jesus?
fallacy. That doesn't answer your question. You can't answer a question with a question.
Okay, now I am telling you why Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was the last prophet. Okay,
Okay,
when
tell me.
In the Bible there is written that Muhammad will become in other books, holy books. There is also written this. You can search on net on ChatGPT. You can also check it.
What
Okay.
ChatGPT?
After this, you check. Yes, you can check it.
Check what?
That is there written that Muhammad will become after me. This is also
Okay,
says that.
tell me the verse.
I don't know the words.
Well, I
don't
telling you,
even
it
read
doesn't
Bible.
exist.
In holy books there is written. Acha,
No, there isn't.
okay, I'm telling you another thing.
There isn't.
Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam when came to this world, okay, he many people don't believe them, but only few of Muslim will believe them. But then he shows everyone that I am the last prophet. So everyone then believe them. Now millions of billions of people are Muslims.
How does that prove
You can.
Islam? There's billions of Christians. That doesn't prove anything. Numbers don't prove anything.
I believe in Jesus, but he is
You
not
don't
the God.
believe in
He's the
Jesus.
prophet of Allah.
You believe in Isa. He's that's not Jesus.
In English, it says Jesus. We also say Isa.
Isa is not Jesus.
Both his name is
Okay,
Jesus and
okay. So
Aisha.
there's the
Both are.
okay. Since we're on the topic of Isa, so in the Quran it says that Isa is the word of Allah, the Spirit of Allah, and he's born of Virgin Mary. So if Isa is the word of Allah, does that mean Isa
Yes.
is God?
No, Isa is not God.
So how can
Allah
he be the
born
word
him
of
from
Allah?
the. He is not the word of Allah. Allah don't say that.
It does say it.
Allah says that.
Do you want me to give you the verse?
Yes.
Quran 4:171, An-Nisa 171. Do you want me to read it for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Allah says that he is the soul of me. Don't word. Soul.
No. Let me read it for you. Let's see. It says, people of the book, do not exceed the limits of devotion or your religion or say anything about God which is not true. Jesus, son of Mary, is only messenger of God, his word, and a spirit from him, whom he conveyed to Mary. He's the word of
Okay.
Allah.
So he is the word of Allah. Don't
Yes.
he's not Allah. He is the
Okay.
word of Allah.
Okay, good. Yes, thank you. So
He's
is
the-
the word of Allah eternal?
What?
Is the word of Allah eternal? Like it's the word of Allah is forever. The word of Allah doesn't change, right?
Yes. Now I am telling you why it is forever.
Okay, so
You
but
believe that Jesus is died.
Jesus is forever then.
Yes, Jesus is forever. Jesus is
Okay,
not
so
died. He is
he existed forever.
he is not died. Jesus is not died.
Okay,
He is
so
in
how
the
can he be a human and exist forever?
what?
You just agreed with me that Jesus that the
Yeah.
okay, so you agreed that the word of Allah is forever, right?
Like I am now telling you believe that Jesus is died. Okay.
Hold up. No, I'm talking about An-Nisa ayah 171. You agreed
Yes.
with me that the word of Allah is forever, right?
No, it is not forever. It is,
So the word of
but
Allah
it will.
the word of Allah didn't exist at one point if it's not forever?
It exists, but it is not forever. Now at this
So,
time,
so
Jesus is alive,
the word of Allah is not
but he is in
forever?
disguise. Now I am telling you one thing. You hear
No,
me, please.
hold
This
up,
is
because this is you're committing shirk right now. Hold up. So you're telling me the word of Allah is not forever. It's not eternal.
okay.
So you're saying the word of Allah at one point did not exist?
Okay, I'm giving you the answer. Please hear me. Okay.
Okay.
We Muslim believe that Jesus is not died. He is in the sky. Allah take him to the
Okay,
sky.
I know
Okay.
that. I
He is,
know. But that's not what I'm
he is alive
asking.
now.
I know that. I know that
But when
Allah
he come,
took
but
Jesus.
okay, I'm giving you answer. Please hear me. You will go to your answer. But when he came again to this world, he will die here. But when Qiyamah, the last Qiyamah,
I mean, you're not telling me anything new. I know all of this. That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you about the word of
okay,
Allah. Allah's word.
okay,
Allah's word.
Jesus will be alive in the heavens
Dude, I know all
forever.
of this. I know all of this. I'm asking you
So
simple
yes,
question. Is the word of Allah forever eternal or did it at one point not exist? The speech of Allah, the word of Allah, did it not exist at one point?
no, the word of Allah will be not forever, but it will.
It's not
Allah,
forever.
what Allah says that will happen.
So
That
Allah
will
at one
happen. What
point
Allah
was
says that will.
mute.
Okay, Quran is the word of Allah. Okay, Quran is the word of Allah. Okay,
Okay, but
but when
Jesus
the
is
but
okay.
when Qiyamah came,
Is
the
the
Quran will
is the
also be finished.
is the Quran eternal? Not the physical Quran. The word, is it eternal?
No,
The word
Quran
of
is not
Allah?
eternal.
The
At
Quran
last
is not
time, when the world
eternal.
is going to be end,
So the Quran
when
is
the
going
world is
to
ending, the Quran will be finished.
okay, but
The Quran will be finished then.
that's not what I'm asking you. I'm not
What?
asking you about the physical Quran. I'm asking you about the speech of
What?
Allah. Is it eternal or not?
The speech of Allah?
Yes.
Yes, it is eternal for Allah.
Okay.
What
So
Allah says it is
Jesus
eternal
is the
for Allah.
speech, the word of Allah. So is Jesus eternal?
No, Jesus is not eternal. He will be
So
died
how
again.
can he be the word of Allah?
Yeah, but he will be again born. Jesus will be again born, and then he will be eternal in the heavens.
That's not what I'm asking you. Okay, so I just Googled it, and almost all Sunni Muslims believe that the Quran is eternal.
Yes.
It says, yes, most Muslims
Quran will be
believe the
finished.
Quran is eternal and uncreated. You just said the Quran is not eternal and uncreated.
In last time the Quran will be finished. The all ayats will be finished. It is will be only eternal in the Lohim Mahfuz.
So you don't think the Quran is eternal and uncreated?
Yes, Quran will be taken from the earth. It is not eternal in the earth.
I'm not
At
talking
last
about
time,
the
Quran will be
physical
taken.
copy of the Quran. I'm talking about the eternal Quran of Allah. You think it's not eternal?
Yes, when all things are end, Qiyamah came. All things are vanished. Skies are vanished. Then Quran will be also vanished.
So you're
Nothing
saying
will
the
be
Quran
there.
is not eternal?
It is now for us only in the earth. When all
Is-
things have, we go to heaven, it will be finished.
Okay,
Everything
is
will
the
be
Quran
finished.
forever?
Yes, in earth it is forever, but in the heavens, there will be no Quran. Heaven and hells
You're not a
in the sky.
Muslim then. You're not a Muslim. No
Why?
Muslim believes that.
I believe that Quran is
You're not.
eternal in earth only.
No.
In the earth,
Every
in
Sunni.
now,
No, that's
you
not.
know,
That's not what Sunni is. That's not what the scholars. That's not what the Sunni scholars say. The scholars are unanimous that the Quran is the eternal word of Allah. Not on earth.
now
It's just
I'm
the
telling you.
eternal word of Allah forever. There is no on earth. It can't be eternal on earth because the earth is going to end. Life on earth ends. It's the eternal word of Allah. So you're not a Muslim, then you're committing blasphemy.
No, why not? I am telling you now. When everything finished, Quran will be eternal for then. Then everything
No,
will be
that's
finished
not.
when
That's you're just
Qiyamah
making up
came.
your own Islam, brother. I'm sorry. You're making up your own Islam. No scholar will ever say, no Ibn Kathir, Jalalain, Al-Qurtubi, they'll all disagree with you. No scholar will ever agree with you. You're making up your own Islam.
Man, you are not understanding me. What I want to say.
I
I don't.
understand you very well. You're committing a sin in Islam.
Okay, but okay, I want to ask a question from you. You believe that Jesus died?
I believe that Jesus is what?
Died?
That he died?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then how can you say that God? He is God. Can God
So what do
die?
you think death means? Do you think death means he stopped existing? That's not what
Yes.
death
That.
is. Even
that
you don't believe that. That's not what death
no,
is.
no, God cannot. God cannot
Exactly.
be died. God cannot.
Exactly. So here, let me
God
explain to
can.
you what death is. Death is the separation from the soul from the body. You think death means he stopped existing. When Jesus
So
died, his soul, his ruh, separates from his physical body. That's what death is. So yes, Jesus died.
no, no, man.
His soul
So you
separated
think
from
that
his body.
God is died? You think God is died?
No,
You think God is died?
his soul, Jesus' soul separated from his physical body. That's what death is. You don't
No,
understand.
man,
You're
you are
not
not answering.
defining death.
So how can humans kill a God?
Do you
How can
think,
human kill a God?
how can
How
what?
can humans kill a God? Humans kill a God.
They didn't kill him. Jesus said,
Exactly.
nobody takes my life, but I give it up on my own accord. He gave up his life voluntarily.
No, man.
No man, what? So you
This is the
you think death means somebody stops existing? You
so
think
how
your
can
soul
humans
can
kill a
die?
God?
Do
How
you
can
think when
human kill a God?
you stop existing?
How can human kill a God?
I just told you, nobody killed him. He gave up his life. He says that himself.
For himself? So how he's a God? He can also separate his soul from the body. How? Why did he
What
didn't
do you
do
mean he
himself?
can't? He can do anything he wants. He's God. You don't think God can do what he wants?
So why did humans take it killing? Why humans killing?
I just told you, nobody killed him. He gave up his life at his own accord.
Okay,
It was a
everyone were
decision he
blaming him.
made. He didn't go, don't kill me, and they killed him. He
Okay,
gave
at
up
that
his
time,
life. Do you understand that? Or is this just not making sense to you?
the Jews were blaming him.
Okay.
You know that Jews were blaming him. So
For
why
what?
didn't he
What were they
take that
blaming
blame
him
from
for?
himself? Because he was a God.
Oh, so Jesus did claim to be God then, yeah?
Yes, he did. He said that I'm not the God.
Then why did the Jews kill him?
What?
Then why did the Jews want to crucify him?
Because Jews don't like Jews don't believe that he is a prophet.
That's not what they. That's not why
Prophet
they
of
crucified him.
that prophet of Allah.
That's not why they
He don't
crucified
believe.
him.
Why did they kill him? You tell me.
Because he claimed to be God.
Yes. No, he claims to be prophet.
No. He claimed to be God. That's why they killed him. There was a lot of people that claimed to be prophet. They didn't kill people for simply claiming to be prophet. He claimed to be more than a prophet.
Okay. You show me in the Bible there is a verse that say that many scholar that pure scholar of Bible, if he take poison, he will not be died. But now, if a scholar of Bible take poison, he will be died. In Bible says that.
What?
In Bible there are some signs of a pure scholar of Bible.
What scholar?
You understand? I don't understand
what you're
well
saying.
English.
Some scholar says what?
Experts in Bible. Expert mean expert. That are pure Christians.
Yeah, we don't care about scholars. Why do I care about some random scholar?
No scholars, not pure Christians. In Bible there is that if a pure Christian take poison, he will not be died. There is it. That is in Bible.
What? Okay, what about it?
Yeah. So if you are a pure Christian, you take poison, you will be died.
I don't understand
Can you understand?
what this is supposed to prove.
So I want to say that Bible that there are many changes occur in Bible.
How do you
Bible is
know
not
this?
correct now.
How do you know there are
That
changes?
is not true. Okay, I am now telling you. In Bible there are some verses. In verse that there is a pure Christian, he knows all the language of earth. Okay. If you are a pure Christian, you know all the languages of earth.
How does
Any
that
other
prove there
pure
are
Christian can.
changes?
Yes, I am proving you that
That
this
doesn't
is
prove
changed.
that doesn't prove that the Bible has been changed. Even if I was to grant you this, how does that prove that the Bible has been changed?
Nowadays, a pure Christian can't take pure poison. He can't speak all languages.
Okay, first of all, you're not giving me any verses. And two, how does that prove that the Bible has been changed?
You know William Campbell? William Campbell, a pure Christian.
Okay, you're not giving me any verses. You're just saying stuff.
Okay, I am telling you, man. You know William Campbell? William Campbell.
No.
You can search him. He have a the debate.
Yeah, I don't care
Dr.
who
Zakir
he
Naik.
is. It doesn't prove me anything. I don't care who this guy
He
is.
is a pure Christian. He know more
I
about
don't care. I
he
don't
more,
care. I'm an Orthodox Christian. He's probably a Protestant. I don't care about him. I don't care.
You should have to care
I
because
don't
it
care.
is
I've
in
probably
Bible.
seen it. It's probably a Zakir Naik. I don't care.
You not know
I'm
full
asking.
Bible. He know full Bible.
I don't
He
care
is a
who
big.
he is. I don't care about scholars. I don't care about any of that. I'm
You should
asking
have
you.
to care because they know
You
everything.
said that the Bible has been changed. Prove to me that it has been changed.
Yes, many verses are changed.
Like what?
Okay, in Bible there are said that wine is haram. Okay, wine is haram.
Where?
In Bible there is.
Where?
And you are not considering that the wine is haram.
Where? Tell me where it says that the wine is haram.
I don't know verses, but there is.
Exactly. You
It is
don't
in
know.
Bible.
All you've been doing is saying stuff. You don't know any verse. You give me zero verse. I give you. I talk when
Even
I
I don't know.
when I talk about Quran. I give you Surah An-Nisa 171, which you still give me no answer to. You give me verse, but you don't know verse.
You have your laptop in table. You are searching on that.
Okay,
I don't have now.
then bring a laptop. Give me verses. That's then. If you don't know it, then say you don't know. Don't say you know. Don't say you know
Okay,
because
I'm
you heard
telling you.
Zakir Naik speak about it. Zakir Naik is
Okay,
a
I'm
clown.
telling you. Wait.
Zakir Naik is a joke. He's not. I don't take Zakir Naik serious.
Okay, I am telling you one thing that please watch that, please. Okay.
I won't unless listen. I read the Islamic classic scholars. Ibn Kathir. Are you a Sunni?
Yes, I am
Are you
Sunni.
Salafi?
Uh,
You Salafi?
No, Sunni.
No. What's your akida? Akida.
I am Sunni and then I am Hanfi. Hanfi.
Hanafi?
Yes.
Okay, so I read your scholars. I read Ibn Kathir, El
Okay.
Qurtubi, Jalalain. I read their scholars. I don't need Zakir Naik. I don't need guys today. Okay?
No, I am telling you one thing. Please watch that.
I don't
The
need
debate of Zakir Naik and
I
William
don't care
Campbell.
about Zakir
William
Naik.
Campbell.
Zakir Naik is a clown. He's a joke. He's clown. Zakir Naik is a clown. I'm being serious. He is a clown.
Man, I am a simple man. Now I am reading Quran. I am 15-year-old. I am 15-year-old. Okay.
Okay,
I
but you
don't read
can
full Quran.
okay, but
Okay,
you
I'm telling you one thing. I'm 15. I am telling you one thing. Please hear me. I am 15-year-old. I don't read full. Now I am reading still now. Till now. The Quran is very big. You have to
I've
need
read the
many
entire
years to read
Quran.
that.
I've read the whole Quran. It's not big. It's very
Okay,
short.
yes, you
The
have read it, but you don't
Bible is
understand
way
it.
longer. Bible's way longer. Quran is very short. It's easy read. Easy read.
Yes, it's easy to read, but not easy to understand. Now I am understanding it,
It's easy to understand. It's a
but
bunch of bullshit.
I don't. I need few more years to understand it. Please, that Zakir Naik
Okay.
know more than me. You watch him.
Okay, so Zakir Naik more than Ibn Kathir?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he know more.
He know more than Jalalain. He know more than El Qurtubi.
Maybe he know. Maybe he know.
He know more than Islamic scholars. Zakir Naik's
He's
not even
also
a
Islamic
scholar.
scholar.
He's not even a scholar.
Zakir Naik is he is
He's not
scholar.
scholar. No, he's not. He's not
You
even a
don't even
scholar.
you
He's
don't
a
watch him.
preacher. He's an Islamic preacher. He's not even a scholar. You take
You
him
ever watch Zakir
seriously?
Naik?
You didn't know Zakir Naik
I
is
think
not
you
even
don't
an
watch him.
Islamic scholar. You know that.
You have to watch him, please. You
I've
have to watch
seen.
him.
I told you.
His
I've
debate
seen
with
so much of Zakir Naik. He's a clown. He's not even a scholar. Do you understand that? He's shit. He
Okay.
sucks. When I watch Zakir Naik, I laugh.
Okay,
He's
I'm telling you
funny.
another thing.
Zakir Naik is
Why you
shit.
eat pig?
He's afraid to debate. He's afraid to debate real scholars. He's a pussy. Why do you keep talking about Zakir Naik? Is he your God? Is he Muhammad? Is
No,
Zakir Naik
man.
sallallahu alayhi wasallam Zakir Naik? Zakir Naik sallallahu alayhi wasallam Zakir Naik. You might as well just say that.
Okay, our topic is not Zakir Naik. I am now asking you a question. Okay.
I asked you.
You-
You said, hold on. I asked you, is the Bible corrupted? You said it.
Yes,
You
Bible
said
is
it's
corrupted.
Prove to me it is corrupted.
Okay, pig meat is haram or not halal? Pig meat is haram or halal?
You can eat pig meat.
It is haram because it is in
That's an
Bible
Old
that it is
Testament
haram.
Leviticus
But
law.
you eat them.
But how does
Many
that?
verses are changed in
No,
Bible.
that's an Old Testament Leviticus law. How does that prove that the Bible has been changed?
Pig meat is haram that was in Bible.
You're
But
not.
now it is changed.
You're not proving me that the Bible has been changed. You give me zero proof. You saying pig
Okay,
meat
okay.
haram
I
doesn't
am telling
prove
you another
anything.
thing. Your priest changed them because I'm telling you
Okay,
why.
show
In
me
Bible, there
when
is-
they changed it. Show me.
Okay, show me why. How do you know that it is not
No,
changed?
no, 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 no,
You
no.
show me as a
Don't
scientific.
change the topic.
Show me.
No, the proof
No, man.
is on you. I don't have to show you
Show me the
shit.
miracle of. Show me
You
the miracle of
said,
Bible. There is no miracle of Bible. It is a simple book.
listen,
Now it is a simple book.
listen.
Show me the miracle of Bible. I am
Listen,
telling you the
listen.
miracles of Quran.
Relax. You're getting angry now. Calm down. Calm down.
Okay.
You said the priest changed the Bible. Prove to me that they changed it.
Okay, show me the miracles of any Bible miracles. There
That's
is no
not what I'm
miracle.
asking you. I'm gonna ask you again. You said they changed it. Show me where and how they changed it.
How it is changed? Because
Show
there are
me.
many verses that are That are the benefits of the priest.
Okay, what verses?
In,
What verses?
in Bible there is, if you take care of priest, you will go to hell.
Show me
You know,
one verse.
sorry, you will go to heaven. And if you don't do the work for the benefits of the priest, so you will go to hell.
Show me
Okay?
one
You
verse.
know that.
Show me one verse that has been changed.
That is the worst.
What verse? What is it?
I tell you that if you do the work for the benefits of the priests, you will go to heaven.
Okay,
And if
what?
you
Show me where that verse is and how it's been changed.
and there, that is also in the Bible.
Okay, what's
That
the
priest
verse?
will go. Priest can take you to the heaven.
What's the verse? No,
With
I want
wisdom.
you to tell me. You made the claim. I want you to tell me.
That which was
Yeah, tell me which verse.
I don't know which verse
Then
is,
why are
but
you
it is
saying
changed.
it
I
if you
don't know
don't
the
know?
number of the verse.
Then why are you lying?
I'm not lying.
So what verse
You are
is
not
it?
understanding me.
So what verse is it?
I don't know the number of the verse.
Then don't
But
say
there are
it if
many
you
things
don't
that are
know.
changed.
It doesn't exist. You're just lying.
You are drinking wine. Wine is haram. That is changed in
How
priests
is
are
that?
written in.
How is that telling me that the Bible has been changed? You're not telling me how
Okay,
and where the Bible's been changed.
Okay, I'm telling you, you don't you say that Quran is not true. Okay,
You're not answering my question. I asked you where the Bible has been changed.
yes, it is changed. Many people have changed.
Where?
And
What
priests changed
verse?
them.
I've asked you that. I'm asking you like 100 times now. You gave me 0 verses.
I don't know the real word, but it is changed. Many things
Okay.
are changed for the benefits of
Okay,
themselves.
so you don't know. Okay, you're lying. I get it.
Huh?
Okay. Now tell me, why did your prophet marry 9-year-old Aisha?
What?
Why did your prophet marry 9-year-old Aisha? Had sex with 9-year-old?
He don't have he married Aisha.
That's when she was
Because
6 years old.
at 6-year-old, she don't marry. Only they talk with each other that
Yeah,
I
so
will
he
marry at
married her
9 years.
at 6 and he do this with her at 9.
No, he don't do it. How did
He
you
did.
know?
Sahih al-Bukhari 5134.
Same.
Sahih al-Bukhari 5134. Look, I paste you the verse here. The hadith. Sahih al-Bukhari 5134.
Okay, same.
Do you read it?
Yes, yes, I am reading it. Okay, so here is not written that he have been what you said said to it.
He had sex with her at 9
He
years
don't
old.
even have a son from him. He don't he even have a son from
Okay,
her.
that's not what I asked you. I asked you why did he have sex with a 9-year-old?
He don't have sex with her. How did
It
you know?
says, and he consummated his marriage when she was 9 years old. That means he had intercourse with her at 9. Consummated means intercourse. This at 9.
Okay, now I read it in the books. I don't know that it is corrected or not. Okay,
You
they
can
only
go Sahih.
Aisha is the son.
I give you
Aisha,
hadith. I give you hadith. You gave me no verse. You gave me no Bible verse. I give you hadith. You don't know if it's
hadith
correct?
can also be
There's a lot of hadith
what?
that say this. So what do you think?
So
What do
if
you
he
think about Muhammad, your prophet, having intercourse with 9-year-old
okay,
girls?
okay, I'm telling you another thing. Okay, if he do this, so okay, she was also don't I don't know English yeah, well.
Puberty? No, it doesn't say that. She didn't hit puberty. It doesn't say that. No, nope. Your friend saying
Okay,
yes.
okay, I know.
He doesn't know.
It
He
was
doesn't know what he's
the,
talking about.
he don't know. He don't do this.
Show me one hadith that says she hit puberty. Show me one hadith. One. I give you 1,000 years
Okay,
to
so what
find this
happened?
hadith.
Okay, I'm now telling you another thing. What happened that he married her at 9-year-old? So what happened?
He had sex with her at 9. That's what I'm asking you about. He
So
did this.
how
When
did you
she
know
was
that?
9, he did this.
How did you know?
Did we not
There
just
is no
read this
written this.
hadith together?
There is no written this.
Aisha the Prophet. This is Aisha narrated Aisha. The Prophet married her when she was 6 years old, married, and consummated the marriage when she was 9
What
years old.
what does consummated mean? I don't
Intercourse.
know the meaning of
Intercourse.
no.
That's what it
At
means.
6-year-old.
No.
No, I'm now telling you. I'm now telling you.
Stop.
Uh,
Just
at
stop.
6
Please.
at
You don't
6-year-old. Okay, I'm telling you. Please hear me. At
I
6-year-old,
don't care what you're
he got
telling
with his
me.
father.
I don't care what you're telling me. He had sex with her when she was 9. That's what I'm asking you. Every single
So what
scholar
happened?
agrees with this. Every scholar. I'm asking you.
Okay, so what happened? So what happened?
He had sex with a child. Your prophet is a pedophile.
At 9-year-old, female is big. Female is you can marry her. At
A
7-year-old, a
you don't
female.
so you think it's okay to have sex with 9-year-olds?
Yes. If
So
you
so when you
if he wants to, if she wants to, if she her
how
will
did she
is
want to? She's a
in this.
kid. She's a kid. You think she has a choice? Her parents gave her up for marriage. You think a 9-year-old
So
kid
she
can
was
make
also
decision?
she was also will her will was
You're
this.
saying she was a woman at 9 years old?
Yes.
So you think
Again,
right, let's say you think right now for your dad, how old is your dad?
my dad is 50-year-old.
Okay, so you think it's okay if your dad take a 9-year-old wife and he do this with her?
If she wants to, if the girl wants to.
Okay, so you think it's okay for your dad to have
Don't
intercourse
harassment,
with
don't
little girl that's 9 years old if the little girl wants to do that?
if in marriage, if she marry her,
Okay, so you think
if
it's
she
okay
marry,
for your dad to your 50-year-old dad if does your dad just have one wife?
yes,
Okay, so if your dad wants to take second wife, you would be okay if his second wife was 9 years old and he had with 9-year-old, yeah?
if she is,
Okay, that's I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say to you. That's
for you,
crazy.
it is crazy, man.
I think for anybody it's
Okay,
crazy.
I
You're
tell you,
harming a child.
Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi
Oh, he skipped, I think. All right, guys, we can clip that, guys. I don't know if some people are still here. Guys, clip that. That was wild. I need to clip some of this stuff, but yeah, I mean that it sounded like the guy didn't understand English super well. But he kind of understood everything in that conversation. But just typical. He heard a bunch of stuff from Zakir Naik, and then he's just reiterating he doesn't know any of the verses, and then when we got to the Aisha verse, the low hanging fruit, you see where we ended up. I mean, he was being honest though. You gotta give it up to him. He was being honest. He said, "Yes, it's okay for my dad to, with a 9-year-old." Wild, dude. She said, if the 9-year-old wants to with my dad, then she can do it with my dad. And his father is 50 years old. Yeah, dude needs to there's a few guys I've caught on here saying wild stuff, dude. See, guys, we can find random Muslims on here, but I wish we had some more educated Muslims. Like the sister we had come on was kind of like, just a very sweet girl that was like, was knew a little bit, but like she wasn't prepped for a debate or anything. All right, guys, it's been 3 hours. I might get off. She was like a liberal Muslim. Yeah, she was a very. I think I've spoken with her before. Although she didn't have her camera on, so I don't know if it's the same sister. Because, but the last sister I spoke with on an IG live, she wasn't ashamed of turning on her camera. So this might have been a different girl. Because there's one that DMs me sometimes like, "Hey, let's have a debate or a conversation," but I don't think it was the same one. Looked like it was a different one, or it might have been the same one. I forgot her name. It might have been the same one actually. Yeah, she's very like progressive. Like she's very nice and sweet. So and she's very calm. Like she doesn't get angry, so it's not as fun. He should ask his sister if she thinks the same way as. I don't think his sister's allowed to speak or have a say in the family. Dang, bro, you sad? You depressed? You depressed, bro? Who was that? Oh, dang, that's an OG band, OG Irish band, right? They got that one famous song. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, yeah, they're like an OG. Yeah, they're pretty fire. Respect, respect, respect. Malaysia is majority Muslim too, I believe. Bunch of weirdos on here, bro. A bunch of weirdos on here, bro. Haram. Oh, that guy was 100% Muslim. He had a big old Middle Eastern beard. Hello. All right, y'all. Are there any Muslims, any Pakistanis, Indians that want to come up and have a conversation, make a claim, make a case for why I should become a Muslim, a strong case for why I should become a Muslim? You have a little back and forth. Otherwise, like I didn't think I was gonna be on for 3 hours. I thought I was gonna be on for like hour and a half at most, but we had some good conversation with some Hindus, and we had a couple Muslims, 2 Muslims. We had a Pakistani guy who was a huge Zakir Naik fanboy. I mean, this guy was just Zakir Naik this, Zakir Naik that. Dude, that sucks that we disconnected. But I think his brother, I think, or his friend was sitting next to him, and he was like telling him stuff. I think he clicked skip and just didn't want to be in that conversation anymore. Saif talks. I don't remember what Saif talks sounds like anymore. He's like obnoxiously annoying. The Christians think that all. I don't know. He's Moroccan, right? I think he's Moroccan, but he sounds like a Pakistani. It's almost like he's like a Pakistani that moved to Morocco or something. because he doesn't even look Moroccan. He looks like he's from Pakistan, but I hear he's Moroccan. The Christian Sam Shamoun told me this today. The Christian Sam Shamoun said that the Bible is not corrupted. I will prove to you that he is wrong. I haven't heard of him so long, dude. Yeah, he looks Pakistani for sure. Anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all for joining in, tuning in. I think we had a donation from Pavle Kovacevic. I don't. He's a Slav, but like we use the Cyrillic alphabet in my Slavic language, so we don't use the Latin. Pavel Kovacevic. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Sorry I missed that. I forgot. Good morning to you as well, bro. Even though it's technically it's morning here. But anyways, thank you all. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys at the next live. Peace.